Hold up, I'm here. I'm here, guys. Hold up. Hold your panties. Hold your horses. I'm almost done eating. God damn, it's fucking hot. Woo! How you guys doing? Hold up. Just give me like 30 seconds to eat one taco, and then we'll keep reading, okay? Big promise. Let me speed eat my taco, and then we'll read. 2 minutes late. It's crazy. Hold up, man. I was making food. I didn't finish. I had a meal prep for the week, so I had to get some like instant food right now. Hope you guys are having a good day, by the way. Now we're gonna read. How much have I missed? Not much, bro. Speed reading, eating a taco. How the fuck do you know I'm eating a taco, bro? I don't even have my camera on. What the fuck gave it away? Shit, dude. Oh, wait, hold up. I'm gonna just eat one taco, and I'm gonna eat the rest of the tacos later because I love you guys, okay? I had a meal prep for the week, and I was like, I'm good, I'm ready. But it's like, fuck, I gotta go live in like 20 minutes. Like, let me just buy some junk food. Bro, we can see my camera's off. What do you mean? Look, you guys can see me if I do this. Hold up. If I do this, you can see me. Ooh. Oh, this camera's closed. So you guys technically still can't see me. Just give me a sec, One sec, guys, one sec. I'm gonna eat one more taco and I'll finish the rest later. You guys are hungry? You guys got TV privileges. Is it a hidden camera? No, maybe not. Look at your window. I'll make sure to close my windows. Almost done. I'm gonna leave it outside and then we're reading. Let me take it out. Are you guys? Yeah. We got 2 short videos. We can watch 2 short videos. Yeah, we can do that. Call him now so he doesn't stall. I have never stalled. What do you mean? Never have ever. Never have I ever sold in my life. What are you guys talking about? Two hours of reacting. Hopefully that doesn't happen. Okay, let me just raise my volume so I can hear myself. Was that a behind the scene thing? I'm glad to see you. Yo, thanks, man. He's only read me. Wait, should we watch that? I still haven't even uploaded the last thing, dude. I forgot to upload the... Yo, dude, congrats, you got a volume 5. Alright, let me switch. Let me switch cameras and then we'll watch it. I completely forgot to do this. Alright. So, I don't know what this is. You guys told me to watch this before I stall? This is the behind the scenes of the most dramatic episode. I can kind of infer what this might be referencing. I can only speculate. I can only speculate what this is referencing, but it's behind the scenes. Well, let's find out what it is. Turn on, see if you haven't. Yes, it's on. Yeah, it's on. Let's see if it pops out. Wait, I lied. We're not even recording. Oh, I almost watched this without recording, guys. Hold up. Let's redo our intro. It's a behind the scenes clip on the most dramatic episode. All right, it also announces season 2 in September. It better, man. It better announce season 2. All right, let's watch it. I'm gonna lower the volume down a smidge because it's really loud on my end. Oh. Wait, my closed captions are in Chinese. Hold up. Wait. Oh, okay, here we go. I was like, wait, it's like I can't read this. I'm barely like day 1 in my Duolingo lesson, dude. I learned cha and chi. That's all I've learned so far. I've learned 2 words. Yo, what's up, Easy? I'm sure someone told you to read 725, 34. Yeah, people did say read it in one go. So we'll see what happens today. I think I'm gonna finish like in the 20s. I think I'm gonna finish like in the 20s and then probably save the rest for tomorrow. I mean, we'll see how it happps. I know I saw you stream for like 4 hours or so, right? I think we can do that. I don't know if I can do it today. I can't do it 8 hours today. Wait, who is this? Act? Motion performance, physical performance. The worst thing that happens is I perform it only once. Act it out. Wait, who is this? Is this a director? Oh. Spoilers? Oh. Okay, that's old Neo, right? You can see the glasses. What the fuck is that? By the end of LOTM, we should be fluent in Chinese. It's gonna be a while, but we're day 1 in our Duolingo lesson. What is this? I'm sorry. What's with the Leonardo da Vinci artwork of like the human anatomy, but like there's like the eternal blazing sun behind him? Like, I don't know what this is. What is that? Okay. Okay, that's the only thing that stood out. I was like, what the fuck was that? Okay, all right, we're good. We can push play. T-posing for aura. What is your main job position? Is it director? Oh! Original drawings? Oh, I get it. So you have the storyboard designers, and then you have people that fill in all the gaps in between the storyboard shots. Okay. Making key points. I thought that was really interesting because I was like, I haven't seen that before. Ew. Ew. What the fuck is that, dude? Ugh. Oh, the keyframes. Yeah, there you go. It's the keyframes. Okay. What is the most difficult in recreating such a grand scene as one above the Great Fog? That's what I want to know. Acting. Okay. I like how your first of them as boss fights. Dude. You should watch Ellen Historian's video on Ultimate Anime. Just okay, we can do that. Yeah, if it's saved, yeah, let's do it. I'm down. Yeah, it's behind the scenes. Yeah, it's behind the scenes. That's so funny, dude. Oh, it's when they save him. Oh, wait, hold up. We're not gonna get into spoilers. But that's from the first security mission. Yeah, look at Leonard. Oh, shit. That looks so good, dude. Oh, it's from their first mission, dude. Whoa. They can use it as reference? Let's cut that. That was funny. Okay. Still have to move a bit. Oh, look at this dude. Look at this. He's dripped out. Whoa, hold up. Is that safe to play? Get off work. I like it. That was cool. You sent the video on Discord? I bet. Let's look at it. I had to stop speaking. Oh, wait, hold up. Should we watch it right now? Let me see. Second video. I can. Oh, here. Let's do this then. So wait, now we're doing the happiest episode. So this is a second. This is like the interview continued, right? Okay, but they split it. Okay, so this is the second part, and this is them animating the. What would be the? Hold on. What would be the happiest? The happiest episode? What? There's gonna be a video every day? Ooh, that sounds fun. Oh, he's happy. Aw. The way they animate his laugh. I'm not gonna go through that. Don't worry. Oh, that's cool. Composition. There are many famous, exciting scenes in the series. Do you have any special ideas or design for certain fight scenes? I want to see how that bread scene plays out. You guys don't see the video? Ain't no way, bro. This would not be a reaction if we weren't recording anything. That's crazy, dude. Dude, look, I was so late today, guys. I literally turned on stream. I have bad tunnel vision right now. I'm still kind of bloated. I'm in like a food coma. And like, not only that, I wasn't even recording that part. Oh man, I'm so out of it. I was late. I was running late. Okay, now we're gonna hit recording. Is that happy? You guys didn't see anything. You guys didn't see the video? That was engagement bait. The Badoon Lord strikes again. The laugh. Sorry, you guys couldn't see anything, by the way. I apologize. I find it weird. Now we can't hear it. Imagine you guys couldn't hear it. That will break my heart, Unhinged. So they do storyboards? We turn script sections into pictures. It must be hard, dog. Like, in all honesty, animating all this must be pretty difficult. I don't know, Lord's volume. Just one picture. There are many famous exciting scenes in the series. Do you have any special ideas or designs? Did I say? Ideas or designs for certain fight scenes? But that bread scene is gonna go hard, right, guys? You guys did say this was. You guys did say, what was it? 2D art style is kind of fading out. So they were trying to, I guess, mix or blend 3D and 2D. Oh my god, that looks so good. They showed a little bit of the fight. I don't even want to go back and watch it. I want to save it. 3D is God in China, dude. Bread is gonna be more animated. It's gonna be more than the slideshow, that is for sure. I didn't want to go back and look at that fight. In fact, the most difficult thing is to adapt the literally drama and mystery. Oh. You have to censor what they say. For example, in the sacrifice beep.
从那个坟墓那个地方爬出来吧。如果你是平铺的去叙事的话，就没有什么看点了。所以这一段的话是以光源上面去设计的，就是在他爬出来之前，那个光。
Whoa. Whoa. Okay. All right. No comment. No, guys. No comment. No comment. I don't know what she's talking about. No comment. No comment.
是照射到他的那个坟墓上。等他爬出来了之后的话，祭拜一下那个。
That's crazy. That time feels like they've retreated into the shadows. Wow. To foreshadow. Oh! Season, what the fuck? 2 or 3? To implement for later to foreshadow season 2 or 3. So 2 is confirmed, and now they're talking about 3. All right. I'm all aboard, bro. This video should have this. I really feel like this should have a spoiler warning, even though they're not spoiling anything. Just this conversation in it of itself is kind of like it's just a little bit like for Dunqua only people. But yes. When doing the storyboards, did you incorporate any aesthetic designs? I wonder. Well, I mean, going by the art style in the trailer, look crazy, dude. Of course they do. Its underlying is still Chinese. That's cool. The blank space in some shots. I'm saying the shots aren't full. Oh, so they're giving people space for reverie. Okay. The bread scene. Bro. This thing needs a spoiler warning. Like, it's so out of context that it's fine. It's so out of context. It's safe, right? It's chill. But damn, dude.
就他自己的战友去世，我当时就脑子里面自己构思了一小段那个旋律，然后就想着那个画面配上那个。
Dude, just imagine what it's gonna sound like. Oh my god, that scene is gonna be like, it's gonna be so legendary, dude. When we finally get to hear it, it's no context, it's fine, but like it's gonna be such a good scene, dude. So now we know this is the individual behind that scene. Gradually pushing up the atmosphere upwards. Oh man, I'm kind of scared. This is my favorite scene, and then look how happy. Look at the happiness. Look at the happiness. Yeah, look forward to it. I'm looking forward to that scene, dude. It's gonna be so good. That was cool, dude. I like it. I'm excited, dude. Like, we've seen so many trailers, and now that we've seen so many, like, now that we're starting to get behind the scene videos on this, it's getting me more and more excited. Like, I don't remember, like, usually the anime interviews I've seen happen like after the anime comes out. But the fact that this Dunqua is getting a lot of behind the scenes clips already, it's being like backed up by Tencent, worth like $400 billion. Like, the fact that all this promo is coming out before it even drops gets me really excited for the future. And I like that they're already talking about, like, I like that they're already talking about, oh, season 2 or 3. You know, I like it. I like that they're like, how are they even foreshadow 3, dude? That's crazy. All right, so less than a week. I'm ready, dude. All right, well, you got one more? One more? I'm ready. It's just, I don't know how they're going to do it. That's the only thing that's kind of worrying me. Let me see. I got you, OG. Just skip through 6:20 to 6. Okay. Wait, hold up. Let's see. So.
Forget what you
Okay, wait. Hold up. Just watch the last 2 minutes? I think we can watch. So wait, has anybody like watched this fully yet? I feel like no. No? So just go to the last 2 minutes. I watched it fully? All right, Walter, you let me know. Don't do it. and he's just like, do it. and then do it. You know you want to play it. Do it. Play the video. The only spoiler for you is the visual 622. Okay. If there really is just one visual spoiler, we can hear it and then we look away. Let me just... So there's timestamps. Side stat at minute. So we just get to 6:30. Ooh, okay. What the fuck is that, Vegeta? Is that Vegeta? So if it's a visual, can I hear it? I'm scared. Well, you guys are scaring me now. Okay, let me just hear the intro.
Forget what you thought you knew about the future of animation. From China, a wave of ground...
Be careful. Do not listen to the forbidden knowledge. Let me go back on Discord. Just... There are parts between 620 that have smaller. Skip just 10 seconds. Oh, so just skip those 10 seconds. Okay. Yeah, okay, so skip just 10 seconds. Okay, so I'll skip that. So when we get to the 6-minute mark, I skip that part. Okay, I got you, OG. Okay, now I get you. So you want me to skip 6:20 to 6:30 for like any spoiler. Got it. Okay. So we can watch this part. Okay, we're chill then. Okay. Oh yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready. Okay, so we're going to watch this video. OG hit me up to just be careful from 6:20 to 6:30. Just since it might be something that I'm like going to read today or tomorrow, so just to avoid that part. Okay, so I'll just be very careful around this part. But I want to watch. I've been excited to watch an Ellen historian video, dude. It's just like, I know you guys told me to be careful for like any visual spoilers, just since we've been reading it. So let's find out, dude. What's it called? China's taking over Isekai. Lord of Mysteries is changing anime forever. It is, bro. It's getting hyped up. It's getting really hyped up.
Forget what you...
Oh, it's something from Volume 4? Okay, so we'll be careful. So from 6:20 to 6:30, I'll just mute and look away because it's going to talk about something that we're reading this week. Okay. Okay. All right, so we'll be careful.
Future of animation. From China, a wave of groundbreaking news and stunning donghua is signaling
To Be Hero X,
undeniable truth.
Right?
The anime medium is on the cusp of a spectacular renaissance. Just like how manhwa and manhua have exploded in popularity over this past decade.
Yeah, I think that's my first time stepping out of anime. Sorry, let me adjust my chair. Don't worry. My first time stepping outside of anime was with manhwa. Turn up the volume. Oh yeah, I think I had it a little bit low. Yeah, my first like step out of the whole anime manga genre was when I started reading manhwa.
Anime from
I got you
outside
guys. Let me
Japan
turn up.
is next in line. We have already seen this trend with hits such as To Be Hero X or
We've watched up to 7.
And this
I love
summer,
it.
the donghua leading the charge is Lord of the Mysteries, the dark horse
The Dark Horse?
of Chinese isekai.
I can see how it can be a dark horse. With some pretty dark shit that we've read.
That everyone has been constantly
Whoa,
praising
wait!
for good reason.
Okay, I'm
The
good. I'm just
donghua
being a little careful with
officially
visuals.
drops
Just
on June 28th, and depending on when you're watching this,
Dude,
it might
it's
already be out.
6 days, dude. 6 days.
You see, Lord of the Mysteries isn't your typical isekai,
Nope.
where the protagonist gets hit by a truck and is sent to a medieval European
He gets hit by Truck-kun. he definitely doesn't get hit by Truck-kun. That is true.
world with some overpowered or broken ability.
No.
LTM is completely different than that. And honestly,
Like, this dude is just doing divination so early. Like, is it safe to go here? Is it safe to go there? Like, that's the extent of his abilities right away, right?
It is the most
like, he
unique
relies.
isekai I've ever seen. First, the world is
Yeah,
a
wait, it's the most what?
Victorian age
Sorry.
dark
I actually didn't hear that
fantasy
part.
I've ever seen. First,
It's the most unique isekai I've ever seen.
and honestly, I would say it is the
Yeah.
most unique isekai
Huh?
I've ever seen.
From what
First,
I've read,
the
I
world
think it's
is
really
a
unique.
Victorian age dark fantasy with a mix of steampunk,
Yes.
Lovecraftian horror, and SCP. On top of this, Elotium's world is absolutely massive. If you liked Mushoku Tensei's world, Lord of the Mysteries is infinitely vaster and deeper
Ooh.
in lore.
Okay.
Everything feels so
Okay.
real, like it's
Okay.
been lived in
Okay.
for centuries. The
Look at the
cities
full card, dude.
are grimy, the people are flawed, and the churches and secret organizations
And the fact that they're all
have
fleshed out is really cool.
deep-rooted histories, agendas, and secrets. You can
Yeah, that's the one thing I like, especially like in future volumes or like I guess future chapters outside of volume 1. All those other side characters, they get so much context and info, even though they're not necessarily like the main character. Oh my god, OG, thank you. Yes, like, comment, subscribe. We're at 2,758 people. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. We've come
just
such a long
breeze
way.
through this world. In the
No,
Lord
you
of the
definitely can't.
Mysteries, every choice, every conversation, and every glance might come back hundreds of chapters later with
Literally, dude. It's crazy. Well, I'm sorry.
conversation, and
Yo, what's up,
every
dude?
glance
Yo, what's
might
up,
come
Wes?
back
No, we're not farming. We're reacting. Hold up. We're not farming. We are reacting to a LOTM video. Hold up. This is only our second LOTM video react. Okay, guys? Chill. This is only our second react video that I've ever done. Okay? We're not farming. But it is a cool video. I like it. Sure, buddy?
hundreds of chapters later with massive consequences.
Damn.
What sets Lord of the Mysteries apart from typical isekai
So, what sets LOTM apart from Mushoku, Tibet, and ReZero? Well, one, I'm not saying which one, but one definitely separates it from its animation budget. I'll tell you that much. And it's no disrespect to the other studio. It was their first big studio. And just
is that you're not watching a hero
wait, no, I'm not farming, okay? Thank you for subscribing. I'm not farming because I never watch LOTM videos because I want to go in completely blind. Oh, I love slime.
breeze through a game-like world with flashy skills.
You know, Rimuru really kind of does breeze through slime. And I'm not dissing slime. I love slime, by the way. I love reincarnated as a slime. I love it, dude. It's such a good anime.
breeze through a game-like world
But yeah,
with
Klein-
flashy skills. You're watching someone tread carefully through a world built on secrets, lies, and forgotten truths.
Like, Klein is just like a regular dude. At least from appearance. Klein is just like a regular dude going through this. LOTM and Tibet are anime in the same year. We're so blessed. I know, man. We're blessed, dude. We are blessed. We know who you are.
It's not just about surviving
Hee-ho. Shut up. Let's keep watching.
monsters or rival factions.
Nope.
It's about surviving knowledge itself. Every
Yes.
truth Klein uncovers feels like peeling back a layer of reality, only to find something more terrifying beneath. Now,
Oh, that was a good shot, bro. When it cuts to that. Yeah, that part is. You know what? I don't
peeling
even know
back
what's
a layer of reality, only to find something
this.
more
I don't even know what this is referencing, and it's so like, I don't know what's the word for it. It's so like eerie, you know, watching this
terrifying
thing,
beneath.
and it
Now
is
compare
terrifying.
that to something like ReZero, which explores the
I actually never finished season 3. I saw like 3 episodes into it, and then it went on break.
internal horrors of one man's mind.
That episode was that shit was traumatizing.
Lord of the Mysteries zooms out, way out,
Oh,
into
that
cosmic
was good.
horror and long-term scheming on a metaphysical scale.
Long-term scheming on a metaphysical scale. Damn, that's fucking deep, dude. And what world is Klein regular? Well, okay, wait, hold up. I mean, like, he's just like a regular dude from the real world that got isekai. Like, I meant, like, he didn't start with any cunning, like, physical enhancements. Or, like, he didn't come in with, like, the ability. Well, hold up. He does have something that's shown in episode 1, right? Like when he wakes up right here, something happens to him. I'm like, okay, cool. But like, I don't mean like he doesn't come in here and starts with like 1,000 plus stats. But the fact that he's so smart in this damn series, like that gives him such a big edge. Like if I was in this series, bro, I would have been dead day 1. Unironically, day 1, GG. It would have been over.
Klein isn't just trying to stay alive. He's navigating eldritch forces, ancient deities, and interdimensional politics.
Damn.
You see, Lord of the
What the fuck is this?
Mysteries does not hold your hand.
LOTM does not hold your hand. This series really does not fucking hold your hand, dude. It's like this series really does treat you smart. It doesn't like it does. That's this is such a funny meme. This series really doesn't handhold you, and I'm not saying that like it's bad if you get handholded, but I know there are series where they handhold you and they keep feeding you knowledge. Same for video games, but I do like how this series doesn't. It doesn't treat you like a dumb person. And yes, I know I forget shit, okay? But what I'm trying to say is I don't like that they don't disservice, oh my god, I can't speak. Disservice your intelligence. Like, they don't handhold you. I do like that.
And that's the beauty of it.
Yes, it is beauty.
If you're ready for something smarter, darker,
fucking Vegeta reading a book.
and more intricately crafted than anything
Is that
anime has
Blackbeard?
ever dreamed of building, LOTM is for you.
Hell
Forget
yeah,
One
dude.
Piece and its so-called peak world building.
Wait, I like One Piece. Wait, don't do that. Don't put them against each other. Wait, no, Ellen, don't do that.
And lore.
No, don't make
It's
me choose.
good, but
Okay,
LOTM
alright, he said
is
it's good.
on a
Okay.
whole different level.
Oh, wait, hold
Alright,
up.
That last
What's the 6? I gotta remember. Yes, you guys help me. You guys help me out. Okay, yes. LOTM doesn't handhold me, but when I forget shit, you guys, oh, easy, you forgot this part. And I'm like, thanks guys. Yeah, that's true. So thank you guys for that.
part might be some engagement bait, but
Oh, that was
you
engagement
can't say
bait?
I'm lying.
Alright.
Now for
Dude, the way he puts in these memes is really fucking funny.
the power system. I
Oh,
am
shit.
telling you the truth. I will put this on my soul and all of your souls.
Yes.
Trust me.
Is one fucked up power system, man. There's so many layers.
We will be safe. I genuinely cannot
Mushoku, Hunter x Hunter, Nen. Okay, yeah.
think of a series with a better power system than LOTM.
Yeah, it
Lord
got
of the
some good-ass
Mysteries
power
has
system.
a deceptively
Yeah, we
simple
got
power system.
I shouldn't be reading this. Whoa!
There are 22
I thought it was gonna be blurry. Okay,
Pathway.
I didn't read anything. I almost read. I almost read a number that was at the top. Shit. That was a little close. That was a little close. We're good. I thought it was you guys, because you guys showed me a blurry version of this shit like last year, dude. I thought I was the blurry version. I think you guys made it blurry. So I read a number, and I almost read a name. That was close. I've been so mad if I paused that. That would have been my fault. That would have been 100% on
each
me.
having 9 sequences from 9 to 1.
901.
As a Beyonder, you start
And
at
it gets
sequence
harder.
9,
Yeah.
drink potions to advance, and grow stronger as you climb.
You see-
but
I feel like people. Sorry, I don't mean to pause the video a lot. I feel like people that are coming into this from an open eye, like, oh, that's so dumb. Just go 901. That sounds super easy, right? I'm pretty sure that's what. Like, I know at least when I read it. Oh, okay, 901. You have 10, like you have 22 paths and just go 901. Like, oh, that's easy. You just pick whatever you want. No, man, it's so much more. Like, there's more to it, man. It's so much more to
that is
it.
just the surface. The higher you go in sequences, the more complex and terrifying it becomes.
Oh, that's such a cool shot,
Horror
dude.
comes at a cost, and LOTM leans into Lovecraftian horror to show it. I don't want to spoil too much of the power system here, and what I've covered is honestly just scratching the surface, maybe 1% of it. But that being said,
No
I
spoilers.
will be making a separate video that breaks
I don't think I can watch this video. I don't think I can watch this video. I don't think I'm gonna watch this one. I can watch this one when I finish it. Oh wait, no, hold up. If it's a power system for beginners, then I think we can watch it. Wait, hold on. I don't know why I shouldn't pause it on that.
For beginners.
That is crazy. I remember Ellen Historian said he put this together. When we reacted to this screenshot like months ago, he did say he put that together. And he's like, that's only like 60%. It's like, how the fuck is this only 60%, dude?
Followed by another one diving deeper into LOTM's multiple intertwined systems, which will include major novel spoilers. So if you're interested in either of those,
Okay.
make sure to subscribe.
Oh yeah, okay, it goes into full novel spoilers. Okay, I'll be careful with
Anyways, to wrap up this section on the power
that. Oh wait, what's the product? Okay,
system,
2 minutes.
I'll leave you guys with a quote from Roselle Gustav that, in my
Ooh. The man, the myth, the legend, dude.
Opinion perfectly captures the true horror behind the pathways. A sequence pathway might very well be a path destined to be crazy and filled with despair, and this is the only path for humans to obtain extraordinary
Rosola's
strength. How
so-
laughable and ironic it is. We strive to save ourselves only to better destroy ourselves.
Rosales? He's so good with his words. Yeah, no, I remember. Yeah, we'll skip those 10 seconds.
Okay,
Just in case there's a visual
now
thing.
about the characters.
They're goated. Literally the best. The characters are amazing in the series.
Elotium follows the journey of our main character,
Climb are in a different kind of isekai protagonist. Yeah, I agree with that.
Klein
So
Moretti.
good.
He's just an ordinary guy at start, no special lineage, no cheat abilities except for the gray fog. However, what makes Klein stand out is just how smart
Well, look. Just to quickly elaborate, or just to quickly touch on your message, Kay. I know spoilers. It differs on the person, right? For some people, when they read such an out of context spoilers, they could care less, right? Like say if somebody hears a spoiler about like a certain character and like 1,000 chapters, for them, like it'd be so out of context they wouldn't even know what it's referencing. But for somebody that's like read the series and they have context, it's like now that they know that name, they're gonna be thinking about that name, or they're gonna be thinking about that ability for so long. It's very up in there. Like some people like agree and disagree on that. I mean, at the end of the day, it's all very subjective, right? But like at least for me, from my point of view, I try and stay away from like any and all spoilers because I like reading it, and I feel like it's more fun when you know nothing about the series. But yes, I feel like
Art
sometimes
and-
people can be, I guess, a little vocal when it comes to any and all spoilers. But I know I
adaptable he
get
is.
both
He's
sides.
dropped into a world full of secret rituals, forbidden knowledge, and hidden dangers. And instead
Damn,
of
dude.
panicking or
This is gonna
brute
be such a messed up scene.
forcing like most
Oh shit! I got one more minute.
isekai protagonists, he thinks. Klein navigates the
Like, not only he thinks, bro, he thinks with like the highest IQ imaginable, bro. Like
If you like whatever your IQ score, Klein's is like triple that, dude. he's so cunning and smart. It's crazy. Like I genuinely want to know what's Klein's IQ score. He is so wild, dude. He is so wild when it comes to thinking. Like he is such a smart individual.
this world
Dude, he's like 2,000, bro. Klein does not have a 38 IQ. I'm not belittling a 38 IQ. I mean, Klein has like a 2,000 IQ. He is
with
so smart.
caution, strategy, and psychological tricks. He plays roles, bluffs, builds layers of identities.
That's a deep quote. If you know, you know.
He doesn't
Ooh. You see, look, like that wasn't a spoiler. Like it's so out of context. But there's more behind that sentence that Ellen said. That's pretty cool.
get stronger by grinding or monster hunting.
No.
He gets stronger by understanding
Yeah.
the system, exploiting loopholes, and slowly climbing the ranks while trying not to lose his sanity. And
I think that's what I like about the series. It's so different. It's not like your typical thing like, oh, you kill a monster, you level up, and like, yes, like I know you get certain benefits from fights, but like for him, like his benefits comes from like knowledge and all the shit he gains apart from the battles. Like, yes, you get battle experience and whatnot, but like he gains so much more knowledge, understanding, and everything like after all that. Like, and it's not even like it's so good, dude.
Klein isn't the only
He's
one
big
who
brain.
matters. LOTM has a massive cast, and everyone feels
It's-
important.
It's so hard keeping track, dude. There's so many characters. No, I remember. Yeah, 620.
Whether it's
At 620, I'll
allies,
mute.
enemies, or people caught in between, they all have their own lives.
I think I'm at a
motivations,
point. I think I'm at a point where I'm like really interested, even in the enemies themselves. Like, right? Like you can love to hate a character, but I like I really genuinely like learning about the people that we are supposed to like to hate. You know?
and secrets. They don't just serve the plot.
No.
They build the world.
Yo,
And
this music
speaking
is
of plot,
good, dude.
Let's talk about it. What sets Lord of the Mysteries apart
Okay.
is how it starts small, but
Okay.
spirals into something
Huge.
massive. Klein begins as a regular guy in a grim Victorian
Yes,
world,
that is
trying
true.
to solve
Don't worry.
mysteries, but slowly supernatural events
Slowly, supernatural events occur. No music skip. Oh, no, hold up. I'm just gonna look down. I'm gonna look down. We're chill. Wait, we're chill. Let me find the arrow. Hold up. I lost my arrow. Okay. All right, we're good. That's it. No, I know we're good. It's a visual. No, we're good. We skipped it. No, I wasn't even going to look. I was just going to look at the number part. No, we're good.
Moments you thought were throwaway lines in chapter 10 come back hundreds or even thousands of chapters later and hit like a truck. The fourth
We've used this as our thumbnail for videos. Ellen did the absolute cinema meme. We've literally added this shit in our thumbnails whenever we get to some crazy ass moments in this series. We're so like-minded, dude. That's so funny, dude.
foreshadowing is precise. The payoffs are satisfying. As
yeah,
Klein climbs these sequences, things get darker.
Ooh,
Power
I see
doesn't
what he
come
did there.
free. This isn't
No,
a
it comes at a cost.
grind and level up setup. It is a psychological and existential descent. Every advancement risks your sanity, your identity, and even your
Bro, I'm feeling like a connoisseur watching this video, dude. The music in the background, damn, man, this is doing something to me.
grip on reality. The real mystery is not just who's doing what,
He rolled over the mysteries of the world.
but what the world really is, and who's behind the curtain. So in conclusion, if you're tired of rinse and repeat isekai with cheat skills and
I
overpowered
feel like that gets people mad when you say that, but Hello Team is really good. It's like, it's really different from everything else, man. It's so what's the word? It's really out there. Like it stands apart. That is
MCs, and you
well,
want
at least for me. I'm not saying I've read everything there is out there in existence when it comes to like isekais and transmigrating and whatnot. I'm not gonna be here and lie to you say I've read everything, but from what I've read, it really does stand out from the bigger piece of the pie. Yes.
something smarter, darker, and more ambitious, this is
And it is all that smarter, darker, more ambitious, but it can feel slow for some people. Yeah, it's like it can feel like a slow burn, but it has a huge payoff, dude.
it.
Like
The
if you
Lord of the Mystery
like if you respect its time, it will respect your time in the long run, right? It takes a while to get there. Hold up, I don't know if I'm contradicting myself with like if you give it a time, it respects your time, but
Mysteries Dongwa drops on June 28th, and if
in a week, less
the
than a week.
adaptation even touches the depth of the original novel, we're looking at a potential genre-defining series. My suggestion is
And it's gonna go on for. It's not just gonna be like a 1-2 season kind of thing. It's gonna go on for a long time. You ever cutting out some of the slice of life? I heard. Ooh, and I think that might be put in the OVA episodes. Yeah, it is. We are gonna get 2 OVA episodes. So I think if we do get anything's cut out, I guess for time's sake, I think that might be covered in the OVAs.
it's in now, because this isn't just a story. It's a descent into something bigger, stranger, and unforgettable. Don't sleep on it. To start
Oh yeah, don't sleep on it.
your journey with LOTM, I suggest you click the subscribe button, because on this channel I will be covering all of the news for this massive franchise, whether it be the upcoming Dongwa, the manhwa
He's-
remake, the game in development, or the
Bro, we're gonna be grinding this fucking game, man. We're gonna be playing this game like our life
all of
depends
the
on that.
news for this massive franchise, whether it be the upcoming Dongwa, the manhwa remake, the game
Wait, hold up, man. That manga remake though, it's taking us a while. It's taking a cool minute. It's really well adapted from like the little I've read, but it's taking a while, man. It's taking a while to get these chapters out.
game in development, or the
Infinite content for the next decade. Oh
web
man.
novel. Everything will be discussed here. And if you want to join the discussion live, check out my Twitch, where I will be streaming
Oh, yeah.
deep dives, theories, and chats about LOTM and other
Oh,
series.
He doesn't stream on
Forget
he doesn't stream on YouTube. Oh, I didn't know that. At least from I originally saw a few of his shorts when I started reading Lord of Mysteries. Like, to be fair, when I just found out what LOTM was after going through those trailers, Ellen Historian was one of the first dudes that popped up on my recommendation on what is LOTM. And I'm pretty sure I've seen one of his videos that would contain spoilers, but I don't even remember what I read, or I don't even remember what he said, or basically for me, it hyped it up, and I'm like, oh man, it's gonna be really good. And then eventually, when San told me to watch the trailer, I'm like, oh shit, I got really into it, and I was like, oh, I remember seeing these trailers like months ago, and I remember seeing one of his videos months ago, and I liked it. It's good. It was fun. It was hype. It was exciting. I'm ready. It was cool, dude. I liked the video. I did skip that one part you guys said was spoilers, so I think it was pretty cool. All right, but now we're gonna be reading more LOTM, and if there are ever any feature LOTM videos that are spoiler free or things from up to where we read, send them my way and we'll watch them. I like this video though. I'm not gonna lie. I did like his video. It was really cool. It was fun, entertaining. It was really good insight. Except that one part we kind of had to skip just in case, because I assume it's something we're going to read in the next few weeks. But I like it. From what I've noticed, he only did shorts, right? And he's been, I guess, recently doing videos now that Donho's coming out. It's pretty cool. All right, I'm excited to read more. All right, let's go. Now we got to keep reading. We've been stalling for 30 minutes. No, we haven't been stalling. We've been watching videos together. All right, let me switch cams. Let me set up. No, it's okay. We weren't stalling. It's okay. We were just watching the videos you guys sent my way. I know after I end stream, let me get the chapters ready. After I end today's stream, I will upload the short video where it was like going through all the scenes from volume 1, 2, and 3. And then I will snippet that behind the scene thing. And then I'll upload this on its own. How long do you have left to stream? We still have like 3 hours and 20 minutes. You've been stalling so hard that it Ascend, that's a good example. We stalled so long it became content. No, I wouldn't. No, that's not stalling. We're watching the videos you guys sent our way, so it was fun. I liked it. Now, what would be stalling is if we watch this Honkai Star Rail Fate Stay 9 Illuminable Blade Works collab video for version 3.4. But no, it's okay. I'll watch that off stream. I don't think I'm gonna finish volume 3 today. I'm gonna probably have to finish it Monday. Yeah, no, we weren't gonna finish it today. Yeah, even if I had like 40. Oh yeah, don't worry, I'm getting the chapter. Oh, I'm getting the chapter. No, wait, don't worry, don't leave, guys. Hold up. Let me just open my notepad. We'll get started. No, yeah, to be fair, I wasn't even going to be able to finish it today. Yeah, and then since I wasn't even able to dude, I was so tired today when I woke up. Oh man, I was so fucking out of it. Yeah, the goal is to get roughly to the 720s. That is the goal. So let me set up my bottom monitor and let's read. 1, 2, and then I got chat ready. All right, I pulled up chat. Let me shorten all this, make it small. Perfect. Boomer energy. He's not fishing today. Never mind. Wait, who said boomer energy? Rich? I don't know. You call me a boomer? All right, I got this ready. I got it. Fucking shit. There's 50 of you guys here. Oh my god, thank you. All right, we're good. Now we're ready. Today is another exciting day. We're not finishing volume 3 today, just to set expectations. But the goal is to get halfway through what's left of volume 3, and tomorrow we finish. That is the goal. The current goal is finish volume 3 tomorrow. So my goal right now with you guys here today is get to the 20s. So if you guys are ready and you like what you're going to see, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And I'm gonna put the mic away. Sorry. Thank you guys to all our beautiful new members. Thank you to everybody that's been modding. Everything, man. Thank you guys. It's been a fun ride. We're almost at 3,000 subscribers. It's cool, dude. It's been a fun journey reading the series. I'm not gonna lie. And I know there have been people vocal that say I take too long to reading, but don't forget I can only stream for like 2 to 3 hours, you know, like a day, and usually that's reading this. So I do apologize for that if the output feels slow, but it's still nonetheless it's been a fun journey. So let's keep reading. Do my timestamp. Oh, what the fuck? I'm playing Mirror's Edge music. I just realized that. Let's fucking change this playlist. Hold up. Let's change this playlist. There you go. The only way you finish LOTM before Wiz is to hope he gets hit by the demon's affliction every day. Yeah, I know he said since he finished school, he has nothing but time right now. Yeah, he did say something along those lines. He finished school and like he has to do all his applying and everything, so he still has a lot of free time right now. I'm like, ah, shit, man, that's nice, man. It's like good for you, bro. Take your time, dude. I heard you stream for like 4 hours today, man. I heard you might have a sore throat, man. You should take the day off. Take the week off, man. Go take a vacation, dude. You know. Yeah, that'd be fucking funny. Let me do this. I removed my timestamp. Oh no, I didn't. No, I thought I removed my timestamp. It's still up here. Yeah, that's the only way we'd be able to finish. Yeah, no, but I do apologize though. Yeah, but luckily I think tomorrow we are gonna stream for more than tomorrow we are gonna hopefully stream more. And 4, I can put in the hospital. No, unhinged. It's a friendly rivalry, damn it. People will. I feel like in the future, people will unironically think me and Wiz hate each other when we don't. Chapter wise. No, unironically, I think in the future when people find out we're like, fuck him, man, fuck him, he should take his day off. I really feel like people will think we actually hate each other, we're at odds, but we're chill, dude. It's fun. It's a fun rivalry. At least it gets me more hyped to read more. So now, before I fucking stall, let's fucking keep reading. Let's be a man of my fucking words. All right, the goal is to at least read 10 chapters in the next 3.5 hours. So I'm gonna lock in. Chapter 714 is called New Diary Pages from Grizel's Travels. Inside the quiet room in the end, the dark and silent radio transceiver instantly returned to the back to normal as its surroundings stopped being airy. Klein busily set up the ritual and sacrificed it above the gray fog before having the time to consider the answers he had received. According to the clues provided by Rhodes and combining the answers with Mr. Zick and Will Ossipton, Klein had a basic idea of how he should proceed if it wasn't just because he wished to return to Backland for some rest and reorganization, but because he viewed the large city as the main locale that he would spend a long period of time being active in. He wanted to see if he could steal the Antigonus family notebook. No shot, we're going to take it. Steal the Antigonus family notebook from the Church of the Evernight Goddess, St. Samuel Cathedral. We haven't been there since Volume 1, dude. Damn, man, that's crazy. It wasn't just because he wished to return to Backland. What? According to the clues provided by Rhodes and combining the answers from Mr. Zick and Will Ossipton, Klein had a basic idea of how he should proceed. Okay, now we'll continue. If he confirmed that there weren't any solutions, he would have tended to switch to the neighboring Beyonder pathways. But if that was possible, he had no choice but to take the final route, head to the main peak of the Hornicus mountain range. Huh? That sounds like the most exciting outcome. I definitely can use my identity as Sherlock Moriarty when I'm back in Backland, unless I wish to dig out Instant Will or the royal family faction that he's hiding in the darkness, so a new identity. However, it's gonna be his... Okay. Oh, yeah, it's gonna be a new identity. However, when contacting people I'm familiar with or using the resources of the Church of Steam, I can transform back into Sherlock Moriarty. In short, I have to create a new identity. Oh shit! He's gonna make a marionettist identity. He's gonna be like the traveling marionettist. All right. What do you mean clickbait? Never have I ever. My title says today-ish. Hold up. No. No, my title says today-ish. Today-ish, okay? That is the huge asterisk in the title, ish. Clickbait-ish, okay? We are finishing today-ish. If he could, oh my god, lost my place. Furthermore, if he had to completely separate from Garbage Sparrow, I won't directly return to Prince Harbor this time. I'll make a detour to Desipe and make sure that no one can figure out my background. Klein's thoughts raced as soon as he came up with a clear train of thought. After determining the next steps of action to take, he planned on drawing some blood and heading above the gray fog to explore Grizel's travels using his spirit body, but in consideration that there was a tarot gathering in the afternoon, he lay back in bed and took the time to rest and relax. Yeah, that part's an asterisk, guys. So you see, we're not clickbaiting. Today-ish, okay? The future smoothly cruised through the undiluting waves as Admiral Star's cat Leah stood by the window, watching the scenery that seemed to go on without end oh my god. I'm sorry, I can't read. I apologize. And by the deck, there were Nina's exasperated shouts from time to time. She would be angrily scolding Frankly for producing a bunch of fast-growing beef-flavored mushrooms that enjoyed eating fish. Ugh, that's gross. Cat Leah sighed settling as she nudged the heavy glasses on her nose bridge. At that moment, her spiritual perception was suddenly triggered as she looked down at her study desk. At some point in time, a few pieces of yellow papers had appeared there. The Emperor's diary entries. She finally sent a messenger over. Cat Leah turned around in delight and picked up the few pieces of paper that were akin to a preliminary probe. By 3 in the afternoon, having memorized the symbols, Cat Leah saw the illusory crimson light surge at her tides, drowning her within. Under a high dome propping up by the stone columns, Katlia saw similar red beams soar up, transforming into indistinct figures. She didn't look carefully as she realized that a pair of familiar glasses had naturally appeared over her nose bridge. It was almost a perfect replica of the one from the outside world. Then she caught Miss Justice elegantly stand up from the corner of her eyes. Miss Justice briskly greeted the figure at the seat of the honor. Good afternoon, Mr. Fool. Audrey was in good mood recently after she returned to her family's castle, and as an obedient daughter, she helped her mother, Lady Caitlin, resolve some psychological problems that stemmed from her age and physical condition. She received extremely good feedback, allowing her to conclude more of the acting principles as a psychiatrist. Among them, the most important principle was to help others resolve the psychological issues. She suspected that this was the reason why the potion's name was psychiatrist and not psychiatrists and not psychologists. Oh, those are different. Miss Justice is very happy. Klein appeared infected as she nodded with a smile in response. During this process, he noticed that Mr. Hangman appeared to be preoccupied with concerns. He looked like he was hesitating, struggling, having not made up his mind. This means that Mr. Hangman is able to buy the Ocean Sanction potion formula and main ingredients, but he will have to pay a huge price. I thought he would request some pay for installments. The fool Klein reined in his gaze without any signs of unrest as he surveyed the area. After Miss Justice was done with the greetings, Leah looked towards the end of the long bronze table. Honorable Mr. Fool, I found 3 pages of Roselle's diaries. Ooh, here it comes. I wonder these might be really interesting since we're almost done with volume 3. Here it comes. I wonder if these 3 diary pages, specially selected by Queen Mystic, will be valuable. For instance, providing clues to the card of blasphemy for the seer pathway, and that'd be a little too easy. Oh my god, thank you, OG. What do I always forget to say that at the beginning? Everyone like and subscribe. Like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for reminding me, OG. This will be able to provide me with another alternative. Klein was filled with anticipation as he calmly and naturally said, very good, you can think of a request. Yes, Mr. Fool. Katlia replied in an impeccable manner before requesting to conjure the contents of the diary pages. Upon seeing her behavior and thinking about how she acted in her dream, Klein was rather gratified. He felt like a teacher having successfully reformed a student. This is the first time Ma'am Herman is providing Emperor Roselle diary entries. With the standards and abilities she has showcased, it's impossible for her to have failed to find it in the past. Yes, in the past, she was more of an observer. After being punished by Mr. Fool, she was truly integrated into our tarot club. Together, like now she's participating. Together with how Katlia had performed last week, Audrey made a judgment. Meanwhile, she sensed that Mr. Hangman didn't seem normal. He looked like he was anticipating something but was unable to bring himself to part with something. She was rather intrigued. Klein didn't wait too long before the diary pages were conjured and came back into his hands. Derek and the other members instinctively fell silent so as to not disturb Mr. Fool's readings. I feel like the music is way too loud, right, guys? I apologize. As to not disturb Mr. Fool's readings. February 9th, today is Bornova's birthday. He's already a healthy, strong, and honest and kind young man. His pious has won the Church of the Favor. Everyone is congratulating me, saying that Bornova will definitely become a saint. They praise him for how pure and flawless his faith is. I should be very happy, but I can't hide my dismay. His dismay? Why would he have dismay? I wish that my children can be more human, to have more emotions. I hope that they can be themselves and not just be a believer of a deity. Okay. However, almost everyone believes from the bottom of their hearts that Bornova's present state is excellent. Matilda is the same. Likewise for Seal, most of my noble officials share the same feeling. Only Bernadette shares my point of view. She has told me in private that she believes that a person should be more self-centered as long as they don't harm others. Oh, look at that. Recalling the words Zaratul had said during Bornova's birth, as well as my premonition I've had after becoming a demigod, my heart is turned heavier. Adorable angel, what an adorable angel. Is this you being wary of me? Is this how you are attempting to control me? No, you can probably never understand the pride inside of me. To me, so what if you're a deity? I can replace you. So what if you're a deity? I can replace you. That's a little on the nose. February 11th, contact with Zartul was fruitless again. Ever since he obtained the Antigonus notebook, the number of times the secret ordered leaders appeared to have been decreasing. I have no idea what secret he's scheming. Anyways, he will definitely not tell me. February 12th, I made a mystical item very suitable for Bernadette. Has she used this, maybe? This can allow her to effectively avoid the hidden sage naggings.
She can avoid the hidden sage's naggings as long as she doesn't proactively pray and seek a response. Yes, this item seems to be able to help saints enter the easternmost front of the Sonia Sea, where the battlefield of the gods is. It prevents one from being influenced by the true creator's ravings, and that place likely hides the secrets to the forsaken land of gods. Okay, so now it's been confirmed. It's always been under speculation, even though that's where they fought, so like, yes, that's probably where it is. Okay, he's confirming it. And that place, oh wait, he's confirming that that place likely hides a secret to the forsaken land of gods. Let me clear that up. I was only making a present for my daughter out of fun. To think that was such a powerful effect. Bernadette, your dad is really the best artist in the world, and that he wasn't even fully trying. What the fuck? Best artisan. Does this mean that the emperor had already reached sequence 2 of the Saving Pathway when he wrote this diary entry? Then he had become an angel with the god of steam and machinery present. This is the peak of the artisan can attain. It's no wonder the queen mystic can freely enter and exit the battlefield of the gods. So it's because of a gift from the emperor. Indeed, a child with parents is like a treasure. Klein felt wistful. In addition, he could sense Emperor Rizal's repressed and angry feelings from the diary entry. He used his comprehension skills that were honed from his previous life to figure out what was written in between the lines. After he became an angel, the church of the god of steam and machinery obstructed him and suppressed him. The god of steam and machinery had exerted some influence on his youngest son, Bornova, making him become the most devoted believer and appointing him as someone who could become an angel and enter the land of perfection. And this has not only made Emperor Rizal submit to the suppression while having misgivings, but this had also stirred thoughts of rebellion in him. The emperor later became a public enemy of the world because of this rebellion. Klein nodded inwardly. Meanwhile, he noticed the matter regarding Zaratul. He suspected that Mirko Voko only began aiming for sequence 1 after he attained the Antigonus family notebook. For this, he planned many things, but something happened during his advancement, turning him into a monster. Of course, just as the road said, Zaratul might not have lost control. Zaratul might not have lost control. He could be hiding something or plotting something. After quickly scanning through it, Klein flipped the page and looked back. It was continuous and it was a brand new content. October 5th. A few primordial moon believers were caught by the Men in Black. What the fuck? The Men in Black exist in the series? Were caught by the Men in Black organization. I established... Of course, Rizal established the Men in Black. What the fuck? Definitely a fan of Western movies. They failed to complete the corresponding sacrificial ritual. Yeah, okay. Rosal definitely watched Men in Black 1 to 3. He probably even saw the new one. Their behavior has intrigued me as their strength seems to come directly from the Crimson Moon. Unfortunately, my large amounts of data have confirmed that the Crimson Moon is really a satellite that's revolving around our planet. Unfortunately, large amounts of data have confirmed that the Crimson Moon is really okay, it's a moon. The Crimson Moon is really a satellite that's revolving around our planet. Then how is it fusing physics and mystery together? So there's more behind the moon. With my present strength, it's not impossible to head for the Crimson Moon. We're gonna go to the moon? I'm sorry. With my present strength, it's not... Oh, wait, it's not impossible. So he can. It's not impossible to head for the Crimson Moon. At most, it will be troublesome and a little difficult, but it doesn't seem to be necessary. October 17th, I finally made up my mind. I will attempt to switch to the neighboring mystery prior pathway. Only by doing so can I become a sequence 1. I've always suspected that the hidden stage is only a conceptualized uniqueness. Oh my god. I've always suspected that the hidden stage is only a conceptualized uniqueness. Due to some sort of accident, it became a sentient and awakened. Therefore, this pathway sequence 1 position is likely still empty. Oh, so because Hidden Sage isn't like an actual Beyonder or like something that hits sequence 1, he can be that sequence 1. And he doesn't have to be at risk of fighting for that place since it's unoccupied. I'm sorry, so how did the Hidden Sage become a conceptualized uniqueness? Oh my god. It's getting a little big brain. This is getting exciting, dude. All right, let's fucking keep reading. No shot, man. So a conceptualized uniqueness of an unoccupied sequence 1 pathway was what killed Old Neil. Now, I just realized we're probably not even going to kill the Hidden Sage then. I was always under the idea that Klein would get revenge for Old Neil by going up against the Hidden Sage in some way, shape, or form.
But if Roselle is actually right and this is what happens, then I think the hidden sage just goes scot-free. Or we just like harness his uniqueness in some way. And like that's it. Like that's the end of the story for the hidden sage. At least for the hidden sage arc. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Damn. Now I'm kind of sad. All right, next chapter. Zero stalling. Zero stalling. I'm doing my timestamp. 14 minutes. This is where we make up for lost time. This is how we make up for lost time. All right, 7:15. All right, next chapter. We're going straight in. Sorry, I know you guys were unsending. Yeah, I know you guys were unsending messages, so I kind of don't want to rechat just yet. I'll be careful. Chapter 717 is called Madness in His Later Years. I've long obtained the potion formula of Knowledge Emperor from the most ancient organizations. Now it's time to seek the corresponding ingredients. It might already belong to a particular angel. It might have already fused with an object around it, turning into a warped and evil monster or a chaotic and terrifying sealed artifact. In short, I have to be careful. It's best that I find a suitable helper. Knowledge Emperor. This is sequence... Knowledge Emperor? Sequence 1 Mystery Prior's Knowledge Emperor? Knowledge Emperor, this Sequence 1 potion name is rather interesting. If I hadn't directly seen the Blasphemy Slate, I would have imagined that it belonged to the Reader pathway, making it belong to the Church of God, Knowledge, and Wisdom. Even stranger, these two pathways aren't switchable. The fact that we haven't gotten anything on these Blasphemy Slates, I'm pretty sure the second Blasphemy Slate is like 22 entirely different pathways. But the fact that they haven't been brought up, discussed, or we have run into it at all in this volume leads me to believe COI is completely new pathways and like a completely different world or reality that's like apart from the world of Lord of Mysteries. Because like there's no shot that we have like Blasphemy Slate 2. We get nothing on it. He doesn't elaborate on it at all. Just say like I've seen it or like it exists. And we don't know anything. No spoilers in the chat. Oh, wait, hold up. Hold up. I don't want to stir the pot. We're not going to stir the pot. I find it weird. And people haven't, you know, it'd be fun, easy. You should make your own pathways. And I'm like, yeah, that would be fun. But I'm like, and then Rozoa is looking at these slates of blasphemy, and that's where the pathways comes out. Now, like, what the fuck is Blasphemy Slate 2? Like, is Klein going to make his third Blasphemy Slate? Like, let's keep reading. Let's keep reading. I once discussed this matter with a mysterious leader and old Mr. Hermes. Wait, I almost skipped the line. Knowledge Emperor, this Sequence 1 potion name is rather interesting. If I haven't directly seen Blasphemy Slate, I would have imagined that it belonged to the reader pathway, making it belong to the Church of God and Knowledge and Wisdom. Even stranger, these two pathways aren't switchable. I once discussed this matter with the mysterious leader of the old Mr. Hermes. We basically came to a consensus and believe that the reader pathway represents the omniscient part of the omnipotent and omniscient. I'm sorry, now they're separate. We basically came to a consensus and believe that the reader pathway represents the omniscient part. I guess because of your foresight, you can see all this, right? Of omnipotent and omniscient. And the mystery prior saving corresponds to knowledge itself, which is categorized into two aspects. One is more about mystery, while the other is more about reality. When I become a Knowledge Emperor, Bernadette can stop worrying about the Hidden Sage infusion of knowledge. She can also stop being afraid of pursuing knowledge. The Emperor eventually switched to the Mystery Prior pathway. I wonder if he successfully became a Knowledge Emperor. Perhaps it's because of this that his ties with the Church of Steam completely fractured, making him the public enemy with no one to help him. All he could do was place his hopes on the Twilight Hermit Order. Klein thought cogently, and he came up with a plausible conjecture. So what would the omnipotent part be? Poggers? Wait, hold up. I'll be careful. Apart from that, he was rather interested in Emperor's explanations of how the reader pathway wasn't interchangeable with Mystery Prior and Saving pathway. He believed that by deepening his understanding of it, he might be able to figure out the rules and the rationale behind interchangeability of beyonder pathways.
To the typical Beyonder, the reader, mystery prior, and saving pathways belong to the knowledge domain, and they're not interchangeable. There should be a very strong connection between them, yet the former is different. We're gonna lock into. I know. I'm locking in. Reader belongs to the omniscient part of the phrase. Omnipotent, holy shit is here. Because we're gonna become the Lord of Mysteries. Oh shit! And Lord of Mysteries is definitely gonna be omnipotent because it's bound to the mystery part, while the latter is bound to the reality part. Reader belongs to the omniscient part of the phrase, omnipotent and omniscient. Then the secret suppliant, which is the shepherd. Oh wait, I lied. Then the secret suppliant, which is the shepherd pathway, is the omnipotent part. Then there must be a certain intersection between the two. For example, being potent as a result of being erudite, and being erudite is a result of being potent. Oh my god, this is getting big brain. Therefore, they can be interchangeable. I'm so mad that I haven't been able to keep up with my notes or like refresh my knowledge, man. Like the only time I'm ever on Lord of Mysteries is right here. Starting off from this angle, the storm pathway can be understood as omnipotence in the sea, land, and air domain. The spectator corresponds to the psyche, making it powerful supplement for storm. So they're interchangeable? Then why can the sun pathway be interchangeable with them? Because the sun is in the sky? Okay, well, it's in space. You get me. Considering how there was an ancient sun god who deemed to be omnipotent and omniscient. Does this mean that the sun pathway is the foundation that accommodates for the omnipotent and omniscient? Wait, does it only reach to the sun pathway, or are there like separate pathways that accommodate two pathways? What? Yes, according to such a according to such a thought process, mystery, prior, and savant are different aspects of knowledge itself. That's why they can be interchangeable. Then how is assassin and hunter different? What about the Evernight, Death, and God of Combat pathways? In that moment, he's like, now Klein's like, what the fuck? In that moment, in moments, Klein thought of many things, but he didn't have the time or sufficient knowledge to delve deeper into his analysis. All he could do was temporarily throw the corresponding questions to the back of his mind and will be the third diary pages to the top of the stack. At a curiously glance, I read that wrong. Klein suddenly became focused. This was because the diary pages were very different from the past ones. It didn't have a date and the words were spaced out because it was the original copy. The weighted place on the page where the word... Oh my god, this is... You are not meant to know yet. All right, all will will be revealed. I know. All will be revealed. All right, I know. Thank you guys for selling. Don't worry. Like, he's like, don't worry about it too much. This is kind of wild. No, like so the sun pathway encompasses both aspects. Now I'm kind of I'm scared to see what happens with this sun pathway. Klein suddenly became focused. This is because the diary pages were difficult for the past ones. Wait, hold up. I skipped a line. In moments, Klein thought of many things, but he didn't have the time or sufficient knowledge to delve deeper into his analysis. All he could do was temporarily throw the corresponding questions to the back of his mind and will the third diary page to the top of the stack. At a curiously glance, Klein suddenly became focused. This was because the diary pages were different from the past ones. It didn't have a date and the words... Okay, this sounds big already. It doesn't have a date. It didn't have a date and the words were spaced apart because it was the original copy. The weight placed on the page when the words were penned were obvious out of the ordinary. Klein swept through the pages and contents were reflected in his mind. No, impossible. How can that happen? If my predictions aren't wrong, I'm the only one who met with that encounter? No. What the fuck is this? No. How can that happen? The things that I saw tell me that everything will be destroyed. Likewise, for everything I've created, no, I can't accept such an ending. I have to work hard to save myself. I can't rely on the 7 deities. As long as I ascend to the throne of Sequence Zero, only then will I and the things I value be preserved. Should I attempt to pull Mr. Door... This is definitely gonna be Lord Drop. This is so different from anything we've read. Hold up. What the fuck? Should I attempt to pull Mr. Door back into the real world? No, although he claims to be a Sequence 1, I believe that he just isn't an ordinary Sequence 1. It's very likely that he will bring unexpected catastrophe upon me. Oh no. He's tweaking? No, I don't think he's tweaking. I'm gonna change the music. Hold up. This chapter sounds really big. Hold up. Give me a sec. Let me put this song. Let me just loop Visage. Let me loop this one. This sounds big. This sounds big, so I'm gonna just loop this shit right away. All right, let's keep reading. I'm gonna loop this song because this already sounds big. Hold up. He will bring unaccepted catastrophe upon me. I'm reading that wrong. The Chinese words, which were much larger than those on the first 2 pages, had occupied the yellow piece of the paper in a haphazard manner. There wasn't much content, but it left Klein's head throbbing painfully. This is so different from Roselle has been writing up until this point, dude. Back when he was writing this diary entry, Emperor Roselle was very likely Sequence 1 knowledge emperor. The content he wrote was infused with a potent sense of mystery and was controlled with his emotions. This also meant that if Klein had read the contents in the real world, he might very well turn mentally unstable or go mad and lose control on the spot. Thankfully, Madame Hermit doesn't know Chinese, otherwise she would have mutated when she was memorizing the contents. Even if she doesn't understand Chinese, she must have found it especially tiring and draining. If one exposed to it for extended periods of time, visual and auditory hallucinations can be avoided. Furthermore, there's a high chance that early signs of losing control will appear. Klein thought congratulating himself for good luck. Good luck. There's been a lot of luck mentioned with Klein. Monster had a pathway called the Lucky, right? I feel like Klein might actually have to go like the monster pathway at some point. If like he really needs luck, you know? His focus quickly turned back onto the diary entry as a sensible of puzzlement surfaced. What did the Emperor see that made him so emotional? His mood was rather extreme. No, the agitation and rashness as seen in the words are a little abnormal. It doesn't match the image of someone who had occupied a high position for extended periods of time. It doesn't match the level of an angel. Even in his final days, he said that after he dies, he didn't care if floods deluged the heavens. He didn't lose his composure or appeared to be agitated back then. Who influenced him, or did someone corrupt and pollute his thoughts? Also, he mentioned that he's not the only one who met with that encounter. Who? What is he referencing to? Transmigration? It's true that he isn't the only one who transmigrated for no baffling reason. There's also me, or even more. There's probably somebody before Roselle, or around the same time as Roselle. As thoughts flashed through his mind, Klein didn't waste any time. He made the 3 diary pages vanish as he smiled at Katlia. Have you thought of your request? Katlia bowed in preparation. She said, I wish to know why Emperor Roselle went mad in his last years. Audrey, who was in the same row as her, blinked. She believed that she had heard wrongly, as she didn't expect Madame Herman to immediately ask such a heavy question. Furthermore, how does she know that Emperor Roselle went mad in his later years? Also, she only handed 3 pages, so how can she ask a question of this magnitude? She's like, Audrey's like, yeah, what the fuck? I've sent so much. Like, why don't I gotta ask? It doesn't abide by the principle of equivalent exchange. Audrey had many thoughts arise in her mind, but she didn't stop Madame Herman's question. Instead, she waited for Mr. Fool's response, which piqued interest and inexplicable excitement. Olga, Emma, and Force smiled, held their breaths. They cast their gaze at the end of the bronze table. Only Derek and the world seemed oblivious. Klein thought and chuckled. First, we need to accept reality. I'm not omniscient, nor am I omnipotent. Oh, Klein, whoa. Like, the fool is not omniscient, nor am I omnipotent. He had said those words in a relaxed, self-deprecating manner, but the hermit and company didn't show any signs of unrest. Instead, they appeared even more reverent. Thoughts on what's happening? It's like, bro, it's like, now the one that probably made him go mad or lose control has to be another transmigrator. It probably wasn't Mr. Dor, because he's referencing that he wants to pull him in, right? So it can't be Mr. Dor that's behind it. It's probably not Zaratul. No. Zaratul wouldn't have been a transmigrator. I mean, hold up. Zaratul is the only other person that has been mentioned, like, really early on in Volume 1 during Roselle's time. And maybe Zaratul is the one pulling all these strings, and the fact that he's a seer. Maybe because he's a seer, it's like he wants to become the Lord of Mysteries, but he can't reach that unless he created this. Oh, maybe like Zaratul like set up this whole mystery around Roselle, because he's like the Lord that's like, maybe Zaratul is the Lord that schemed all of this, right? Or like some other high deity was the Lord that schemed this entire mystery. And once Klein is able to figure out the piece of the pie, like once Klein is able to figure out this mystery, then will Zaratul fully digest his potion as a lord, right? As a lord of mysteries. I don't know, man. Romero, that is such a loaded question. That is such a hard question to even like fathom. I don't know. I don't get it. It's hard. This is sick, dude. It is giving me more mysteries. So this series really does live up to its name, Lord of Mysteries. It really does live up to its name. There are so many fucking mysteries that I just don't know yet. Who influenced him, or does someone corrupt and pollute his thoughts? It has to be Zaratul. Zaratul is pulling the strings like a marionettist. Probably. The fact that he was a fucking... If he was a sheer pathway, he would have had to have been a marionettist at one point, right? And like maybe he made Roselle his marionette this entire time, man. Gotta head out? No, it's okay. We'll have the video up right away, dude. Who influenced him, or that something corrupt and pollute his thoughts? Also, he mentioned that he's not the only one who met with another encounter. What is he referring to? Transmigration. It's true that he isn't the only one who transmigrated for no baffling reason. There's also me, or even more. As thoughts flashed through his mind, Clan didn't waste any time. He made 3 diary pages, vanished, and smiled at Katlia. Have you thought of your request? Oh, just fucking read this. I just literally just fucking read this. Yes, I'm not omniscient nor am I omnipotent. He said those words in a relaxed, self-deprecating manner, but the hermit and company didn't show any signs of unrest. Instead, they appeared even more reverent. To them, it was obvious that Mr. Fool was an omnipotent omniscient, ignoring their guesses regarding Mr. Fool's state. This hidden existence honorific name didn't have any related descriptions that explained the problem. Furthermore, none of the present true gods or evil gods had honorific names that involved omniscient and omnipotent. I read it backwards. After setting their expectations, Klein began to answer the hermit's question. I also wish to know what Roselle encountered in his last years. At present, it can be confirmed that due to an unknown cause and source of stimulation, Roselle cast his gaze on Sequence Zero. He didn't explain what Sequence Zero corresponded to. In the Tarot Club, there were more people who knew of it than those who didn't. Even those who didn't could have guessed something. Sequence Zero, the Emperor, wanted to become a god. It is no wonder that it said that he went mad in his last years. Audrey knew what Sequence Zero meant, as she instantly sighed. Likewise for Olger. Katlia clearly knew what Sequence Zero implied. She expressed her gratitude while in thoughts as she retracted her gaze. Sequence Zero, Emmeline, and Forrest ruminated over the phrase as though they had just realized that there was a position above Sequence 1 that belonged to true gods. Derek looked at Mr. Foe with a muddled expression. He didn't understand what was wrong with Emperor Roselle's attempt. Someone who had a strong presence in history. In the City of Silver, if anyone had the chance, every resident would have wished to become a Sequence Zero true god, so as to create a more suitable living environment, or to lead everyone out of the Forsaken Lands. Klein didn't elaborate as he leaned back in his chair and surveyed the area. You may begin. With that said, he controlled the world to look at Derek before smiling deeply. The notary potion formula you want has been acquired. Thank you, Mr. World. According to your agreement, I still remember the debt and await your request. Derek smiled. Derek said sincerely, all right. Klein gave a response by controlling the world before making a show of him requesting Mr. Fool to conjure the formula. Before long, the potion formula was in Little Son's hand. Derek received it in glee as he ravishly scanned the contents of the goatskin. Sequence 6 notary main ingredients: 1 set of crystallized root of the Tree of Elders, 5 feathers of the spirit packed bird, supplementary ingredients: 100 milliliters of radiant spirit packed tree juice, 1 golden rimmed sunflower, 1 wheat rimmed sunflower, 5 drops of aquafern juice. Without waiting for the others to speak, the world looked at Olga and said once more, as you know, I have your ocean songster potion formula and main ingredients. Audrey and company were momentarily dumbfounded. Katlia couldn't hide her alarm as she looked at the world. She vividly remembered that Gurman Sparrow had just hunted slaughtery creatures a week ago. How did he obtain the ocean songster potion formula and main ingredients? Don't tell me he killed an ocean songster. That would be considered a quasi-high-ranking member in the Church of the Storms. It's only been a week. Katlia found this unrealistic. Like, how the fuck did he do that? Like, what? What the fuck? Like, how the fuck strong is Gurman Sparrow? What the fuck? All right, next chapter. We're going straight in because we can't stall. We can't stall. We gotta make up for lost time. I need to hit the 20s. I need to hit the 20s because tomorrow's the longer I stall, the longer tomorrow's stream is, and I don't know how long we can stream tomorrow, but it's probably gonna be longer than 3 hours. So we gotta make some progress today. We gotta make progress. I'm locking in. Chapter 7. He does eat sequence 5s like it's nothing, bro. Chapter 716 is called Island and Ruins. Okay, what are we gonna find out? Mr. World has also obtained the potion formula and main ingredients for the ocean songster. He really is impressive. Derek moved his gaze from the goat skin in his hand and looked at the gentleman seated at the other end of the long bronze table. In his mind, the world's toughness had reached a whole new level, one that couldn't match the weaker members of the 6-member council. Forrest was also similarly astonished as her pugency grew deeper. She remembered that back when he first joined the Terror Club, Mr. World gave her an impression that he was gloomy and reserved. Apart from that, nothing stood out. In the subsequent gatherings, he began to show that he was experienced and knowledgeable, as well as possessing rather impressive abilities. At a glance, he was a senior Beyonder who had experienced many things, just second to Mr. Hangman amongst the Terror Club members. This image had already formulated in Forrest's mind, but in recent months, Miss Magician was repeatedly surprised by the world. He was first capable of obtaining rather important information, and following that, he sold plenty of Beyonder characteristics in a short span of time. He made her involuntarily suspect that he was a Beyonder assassin who had to activate in the mysterious world. She feared him from the bottom of her heart, but along with that came happiness. This was because it meant that she could commission Mr. World with certain requests that would meet with her high chances of success. When the new member of the Hermit appeared, Forrest even imagined Mr. World's halo would be blanketed by this powerful lady, but to her surprise, he had snatched the limelight and blinded everyone with his magnificence. To obtain the Ocean Songster potion formula, its corresponding main ingredients, the notoriety potion formula, was seemingly impossible by human standards. He really is impressive. I admire this kind of quiet and ordinary person who is actually very capable. Sigh. I wonder when I'll become a Viscount. After this hunting... Oh, Emlyn. I wonder when I'll become a Viscount. After this hunting competition, the winner will receive a prize that's likely something that will allow a Sanguine to become stronger. Emlyn White quickly turned his thoughts back to himself. As Audrey was sighing in amazement, she was puzzled at a matter from before. Why is the impressive Mr. World not searching for Emperor Rizzo's diary pages? He's not like Ma'am Hermit. He has already joined the Terror Club for quite some time, and he doesn't need to observe. It's like he doesn't have any request that doesn't require him to search for Emperor Rizzo's diary pages to attain something from Mr. Fool. Then why... Oh, shit. Klein never thought this far, huh? Then why isn't he searching for them? Shoot. I wonder. Has he privately submitted them? But why? And... Ooh, that is a good deduction. Has he privately submitted them? But why? And I cannot read this fucking word. Imperceptibly, Audrey felt that Mr. World and Mr. Fool had a connection to a certain degree, but she wasn't able to confirm it, as there were just too many possibilities. At this moment, Olga turned to seat of honor after a few seconds of silence. Honorable Mr. Fool, I wish to communicate privately with the world. Here it comes. Klein... here it comes. Klein nodded with anticipation as he isolated everyone's senses. Olga waited for 2 seconds before turning back to the world and looking at Germansbrough. I will use an unknown primitive island's coordinates in exchange. On the island, there aren't only extinct bionic creatures that cannot be found out on the northern and southern continents, but there are ancient ruins of unknown age. Back then, few. It was discovered by Quillingus and me. Back then, we lacked the strength. What the fuck? Olga was with Quillingus? Well, it was alluded to in Volume 1 that they had history. I'm sorry. Were they together at some point, like on the same ship? It was discovered by Quillingus and me. Back then, we lacked the strength to delve deeper inside it. However, he discovered certain traces, and he suspected that the ruins hide something extremely, extremely important. He believes that the value isn't lower than a card created by Emperor Rizzo. Wait, hold up. I don't mean it like that, Hope. No, I mean like they were on the same crew. My strength is inferior to Quillingus, and I didn't go as deep as he did. I have no idea what he saw other than guesses about the situation from his remarks. What Mr. Hangman said holds plenty of information. From the looks of it, is this where Volume 3 ends? From the looks of it, he long knew Vice Admiral Hurricane Quillingus. They had even adventured together and found the primitive islands and ancient ruins. And previously and now it makes it even crazier that he was the one that was trying to find him. Like, he really wanted to, like, find Quillingus, but freaking Azika beat him to it. They had even adventured together and found the primitive islands and ancient ruins, and previously he was also the one who thought of finishing off the pirate admiral while he was away at sea. Mr. Hangman isn't an ordinary member of the Church of Storms. His past seems very complicated. This is going to be a good flashback. His past seems very complicated, and he hides many secrets. Yes, a primitive island's values isn't small. For a secret organization, this can be the foundation to support the growth of its members. Klein controlled the world to appear to be and thought as he attempted to attain more information from the Hangman. With the world not rejecting or agreeing, Olger, who had calmed down, calmly said on the island, there are traces of demigod level What? There are traces of demigod level beyond the creatures. To you, this should be something valuable. This is where everybody gets their demigod characteristics, man. Also remember what Quellingus was offered for the assassination. He was offered a card of blasphemy. I forgot which one he was offered. Klein basically was like, oh, the Twilight Hermit Order offered him a card of blasphemy, but I forgot what pathway. I don't think it was an assassin. I forgot. I'm sorry, was it the Sailor? Card of Blasphemy? I forgot which one it was. Klein controlled the pathway wasn't said? Okay, so the pathway wasn't said. I thought it was Assassin. Okay, it wasn't said. For a secret organization... Well, I skipped the fucking line. His past seems very complicated and he hides many secrets. Yes, a primitive island, very valuable, isn't small. For a secret organization, this can be the foundation... right here. Yes, a primitive island's value isn't small. For a secret organization, this can be the foundation... to support the growth of its members. Klein controlled the world to appear to be in thought as he attempted to obtain more information from the Hangman. I feel like if he goes here, I feel like we'd be able to get a lot of demigod characteristics for the Terror Club members. With the world not rejecting or agreeing, Olger, who had calmed down, calmly said, on the island there are traces of demigod level beyond creatures. To you, that should be something valuable. On this point, I can swear on Mr. Fool's name, I guarantee that I'm not lying. After obtaining the bizarre sorcerer's potion formula, I have to consider how to obtain the corresponding ingredients. At the level of a demigod, money becomes of little use. Trading gives me the highest chance of obtaining something I need. The location of the demigod beyond our creatures is important. That ruin is also quite interesting. The world didn't hesitate, and she chuckled. Deal. Olger didn't immediately receive the Ocean Songster potion formula. Instead, he said, I have a condition. I wish that on your first exploration of the primitive island, that you will do it with me? What the fuck? You're just sick, dude. With Mr. Fool watching all over this, I believe you won't be concerned that I'll be up to no good. Klein considered it for a moment and made the world nod. No problem. I will need companions when heading to the dangerous places. I hope that you will have the required strength. Once he's on the Ocean Songster one, he will. Algo wasn't angered by the world's tone as he heaved a sigh of relief. That's why I wish that you first explore... Oh my god, I can't read. That's why I wish that your first exploration will be after I advance. Of course, if I were to lose control because of my potion, this agreement would naturally be null and void. No problem. That can't happen. No problem. The world replied without any qualms. Olga didn't... This is going to be sad for shouting. If this doesn't happen for Olga, but for like another future Terror Club member or like a pre-existing Terror Club member that we grew like fondly of, like they lose control when they're trying to hit a high sequence. I hope that doesn't happen. Olga didn't... Knock on wood. Olger didn't harp on the topic. After obtaining Mr. Fool's agreement, he conjured a situation of primitive island on the goatskin. It's along the periphery of the roasted sea. It's quite a big island, almost the size of a blue mountain island. Klein received the goatskin and quickly scanned through it and gained a general understanding of the primitive island. He quickly looked up and said, I'll hand over the potion formula and main ingredients after the gathering ends. Alright, having made his choice, Olger no longer had any reservations. When hearing that, he felt upheaval going through his heart, but he appeared even more sad on the surface. After the duo's private conversation came to an end, Katlia retracted her gaze at the world and looked at Force. The meteorite crystal has been obtained, 600 pounds for 60 grams. That's fast. Ma'am Herman is really efficient. Force felt delighted, but she was also stumped. After last week's gathering, she had already obtained the crystallized blood of the Lavos squid. For that, she paid 600 pounds, leaving her with 230 pounds. Adding the 150 pounds she received this week from her royalties, she was still short of 220 pounds. I'll first borrow from Shio. She found she should have that much. After I succeeded in advancing, I'll try to earn more money as quickly as possible. I have to. Force silently drew her breath and said, alright, we will do the transaction tomorrow at this time. The hermit tearfully acknowledged and without wasting any time looked at Audrey. The black hunting giant lizard spine fluid has been confirmed, 1,800 pounds. There are temporarily no clues for the illusory chime tree's fruit. That's already very good. Better than I expected. Thank you, Ma'am Hermit. Audrey sincerely thanked her without even minding the price. She recently realized that there was a benefit to establishing the Relic Search and Preservation Foundation. She could use her funds in a more secretive and unnoticeable manner. It made it difficult for her parents to notice. After confirming the two transactions, Katlia surveyed the members as though she was the one of them. Any clues to the bottom? Look at her. Look at Katlia being part of the crew now. Katlia surveyed the members as though she was one of them. Any clues to the blood of the mythical creature. Klein immediately controlled the world as she chuckled with a hoarse voice. Are you referring to pure mythical creature? Pure mythical creature. There are impure mythical creatures. Audrey and company were puzzled but interested by what they heard. Catleya was taken aback as she said, a pure one, which means the blood of an angel. One drop is enough. She didn't introduce it in detail back then because she believed that for the time being such a high-level object wouldn't appear in the Terror Club unless Mr. Fool was willing to provide her with help. And clearly, Mr. Fool didn't need anyone to explain to him what a mythical creature was. I have certain clues, but I can't guarantee that I can attain it. Furthermore, it might take another 3 months at least. Klein controlled the world to give a response. The other Terror Club members fell silent. They never expect the world to have clues to an angel's blood. Oh, we going to Banshee Harbor? Right? That's where the alleged red angel resides. Or like the lingering threat, right? What can he fucking accomplish? Audrey Force and company had their impressions of Mr. World refreshing. Is that's what he's referencing though, right? Wait, Will? Oh, I thought he was referencing Banshee Harbor. Oh, you're fucking right. Will is a fucking snake of Mercury. Just wait for... Oh, my, that's scary. He's gonna fucking wait for the baby born and be like, give me a little bit of your blood. Like, give me a little drop of that blood. Klein is gonna have him on a drip meter, dude. What the fuck, dude? He's gonna be selling angel's blood like no tomorrow, dude. Oh, it's gonna be fucking crazy. Wait, did I disable clips? Yeah, I know. I forgot he's sequence 1. No, Snake of Mercury sequence 1. Yeah, you should be able to make clips. I never changed anything in my settings. I can check later. Are you talking about this stream? If I click on clips. It's gone for you on the stream? Hold up, let me quickly check. Because somebody said I had closed captions off on another video. One sec. I'm sorry, give me a sec. Altered content. Make a real person appear, say anything. No, that's AI. Automatic chapters. It should still be open. I never changed it. I'm using the same settings. Allow automated chapters. It might be on customization. Live chat and reply, subscribers, members, live commentary approved, live actions, analytics, copyright, clips. I'll look at it after stream. Anyone else? I'll look at it. I'll look at it after stream. I'll check. But it should be on. It should be on. It should be on. No, it's not that I forgot about Will. I just I thought he'd leave Will alone, at least for a little bit. Oh my god. Is Will gonna be able to communicate Klein? Like when he's born in his memories? Oh, that's gonna be weird. Alright, well let's keep reading. It's gonna be weird, man. Like, is he still gonna be able to communicate with Will? Even when he's a baby and he can't speak? Or like, will he be able to like perfectly speak? Or is it gonna be like? I have so many questions. Like, how's that gonna work? As for Oliver, he suspected the world would seek Mr. Fool's angel for a drop of blood. After a brief moment of silence, Emlyn, who suddenly realized that his advancement wasn't necessarily as obvious as other members, weakly said, "Are there any clues regarding my previous commission?" Forrest immediately said, "There are suspected cases. I will continue investigating." Burdened with debt, she was motivated to work. At the end of the trading segment, Derek mentioned his request of buying the crystallized roots of the Tree of the Elders. As for the feathers of the spirit-packed bird, the City of Silver had in their special warehouses. In addition, he also sought to purchase the golden-edged sunflower and other supplementary ingredients. They were commonly seen items in the outside world, but they were lacking in the forsaken lands of gods. The crystallized root of the Tree of Elders and supplementary ingredients aren't different to obtain. Emlyn's attention was caught as she said, "Then what can you use in exchange?" Back when he provided Miss Justice with the fruit of the Tree of Elders, he had already learned where the crystallized roots were. Derek thought and said, a beyond characteristic of a Sequence 5 vampire. Sequence 5 vampire. It was quite a calmly seen monster in the depths of darkness, sanguine. Emlyn said in said through gritted teeth, "There's no rush. I'll tell you what I've decided. I'll tell you when I've decided what I need." He didn't want an item obtained from a transaction to overlap with the prize of hunting competition. All right, having already owed a debt to the world, Derek was relatively at ease. After a moment of silence, Klein rapped the edge of the model table to indicate the commencement of the free exchange. Sorry, my voice is a little bit out of it, or I'm a little bit out of it. I was like out all day, all night. So I am a little parched. My voice is a little out of it, but we're going to keep reading. We shall keep reading. Oh, I see your message. Hold up. Let me just do my timestamp before I read that. I see you. 46 minutes. 20 seconds. Wait. Let me just fix my timestamp right here. Then this one is 4:17. Klein would use Will for labor even if he was a newborn child on top. It's gonna be fucked up, dude. That's gonna be fucked up. Knowing Klein, he'd fucking do that, dude. He's like, time to put him to work. How long you streaming today? I still have about like 2 hours and 20 minutes. No, and it's more than I'm tired and like sluggish today. Like I woke up like if I had a fever. Like for people that go to conventions, like when you're out all day, after bro, you get that con fever. Like that shit hits you like a truck. I got some G Fuel right here. We're almost out of G Fuel. We'll finish it right now. But it's okay, we're good. We're gonna keep reading. Now I'm gonna change the music. All right, now we're gonna keep reading. Just fix this. Dun dun dun. Fucked up, dude. All right, next chapter, chapter 717. The world. Ooh, Hero Bandit is back. Okay, the world and Hero Bandit are gonna team up. Inside the ancient palace standing above the Grey Fog, Oliver was in a rush to mention the matter regarding crazy Captain Connors Victor. He turned his head to look at the sun. "Are you still in Afternoon Town?" Derek nodded honestly. "Yes, we took a very long time to establish a camp. Later, with small teams, we wiped out the remnant monsters, one straight at a time, in search of an ancient ruins that might still exist. Although this process is slow, it's sufficiently safe." His answer was extremely detailed, and it gave the impression that Mr. Hangman could ask more questions if he wished to know more. Audrey listened with interest as she raised her hand slightly. "With all of you standing in Afternoon Town for so long, what do you rely on for food? Is there any black-faced grass nearby?" She had long heard from Little Son that the city of Silver relied on the black-faced grass that they grew around the city as their source of subsistence. "We carried a portion of the powdered black-faced grass, but the main source of the food comes from hunting those monsters. Once the beyond characteristics is expelled, a large portion of them can be eaten once we skin them and roast them with fire. However, there's a certain degree of corruption in the meat which will result in psychological problems. We can't continuously consume the meat, and we will need to spread out the intervals." What? Derek replied in a serious manner to Miss Justice's question. What the fuck? Ew. Audrey recalled a few monsters in the depths of the darkness mentioned by Little Son, and having terrifying vibes, like these vibes are not vibing, you know, and having terrifying vibes about the dark and eerie area around the city of Silver, she couldn't help but press further. "Wouldn't that be very disgusting?" Forrest, who was attentively listening to the other members' conversation, was inspired by this question. She deliberately didn't look at Emlyn as she asked Derek with piqued curiosity. "I remember you mentioning that the monsters in the depths of darkness include vampires. Their bodies run with pus and are extremely ugly." Oh, sanguines? "Then how could you consume vampires after killing them?" Oh. Emlyn, who heard this question, forgot to correct her by informing her that sanguines weren't vampires. His expression turned livid as he felt inexplicable feeling of indescribable horror. Derek was silent for 2 seconds before saying, "Those are the monsters that are indeed disgusting. Very disgusting, just like the vampires as mentioned by Miss Justice, but we have no choice. As long as it's edible, we will eat it." His voice gradually turned heavy, as though he once again deeply felt the tragedy that was the curse which enveloped the city of Silver. Skip the song. The palace that looked like a giant's residence fell silent once again. Even Emlyn, who wanted to retort Derek, didn't say a word. All he did was curl his lips and retract his arm. A few seconds later, the world broke silent with a chuckle. Let's return to the sea. There have been certain matters that require your attention. Crazy Captain Connors Victor's singled-eye skull drifted to a nearby harbor after a storm. The masts were snapped, and there was a charred marks The entire crew, including the Connors Victor, died. No one survived. Justice and company didn't know who Crazy Captain was. They weren't too interested in the news, other than being curious as to what caused this destructive naval tragedy. On the other hand, Olga shared completely different thoughts for them. There must be a tremendous secret of the world is paying attention to this matter regarding the Crazy Captain. It's no wonder His Eminence Coatman issued such an important command to get mandated punishers and captain to investigate the situation. Olga's eyes darted about slightly as he said after some thought. In Bayham, the Church of Storms is actively investigating the people and matters surrounding Crazy Captain Connors Victors. There's no need for me to commission it. Klein chuckled inwardly and got the world to directly ask, what clues does the Church of Storms possess? I'll lower the volume down a bit more. I have no idea. I'll try my best to understand the situation. Olga frankly shook his head. He believed that the world understands what he was implying, and he wasn't exactly sure, but he would sound out what the church knew. Audrey, who listened out of curiosity, realized that the matter regarding the Crazy Captain wasn't simple. Hence, she asked probingly, Mr. World, isn't the common infighting among the pirates? Klein was just about to perfunctorily... What? Klein was just about to be perfunctory with Miss Justice, but without divulging anything further, when he suddenly thought of a problem. Behind the great smog of Backland and the disappearance, there might be a particular faction from the royal family. It also included some of the military personnel, and Miss Justice would lean towards the nobles and royal families, both her emotions and from her standpoint. If there comes a day when I target those bastards who are deserving of death, she might not find it acceptable if I commission a mission to her. She might even fall in a dilemma. I should now infect the impression in her that the royal family and military have plenty of bad guys. I would suddenly change the direction in which her standpoint and emotions are directed towards. Force this, I can bear the burden that some of the information regarding the world is leaked. Klein thought for a moment and made the world say with a relaxed but mocking tone, Crazy Captain is related to the disappearance of the colonial slaves with Mr. Hangman was previously investigating. The demoness sect takes the people who are tricked or abducted and hands them over to Vice Admiral Element Tracy, and then they have them ship the people ordered to the northern continent's East Sea coast. Then, with Crazy Captain's Connors Victors, it completes the last mile. This part is instinctively tied with many human traffickers and slave merchants in Lowen. Back when I informed Mr. Hangman of the news in January, someone witnessed Balin, who was involved in the disappearance case with MI9 member who is loyal to the royal family. Also, Backland's largest human trafficker captain had guards from the Arbor to Pathway. With so many matters compounded together, do you think Crazy Captain's death is simply a result of pirate infighting? No. I've always wondered what the person behind all of this needs so many slaves. The connections between the clues were clearly presented before Audrey, Olga, and company. It made them suddenly realize... I don't even realize it! Hold up! You gotta spell it out! It made them suddenly realize a lot of things. Mr. World left Backland and headed for the sea to seek out clues. He's always been investigating the truth behind the Great Smog and the Prince Etzek's death. According to the information he provided, it's clear that the true murderer hasn't been punished. He's still hidden inside the royal family, and there's a portion of the military who are working for him. Okay, how despicable. This kind of person should be thrown into hell. How does Mr. World know that the guards around Captain were beyond us from the Arbor to Pathway? Did he fight with them? Audrey's mind raced as she suddenly made the connection. Captain was killed by... Oh, so she's either... He's hero banded or he's a... No, it'd be like another blessed. Captain was killed by the hero banded Black Emperor. The latter clearly knew which pathway Captain's guards belonged to. Hero banded Black Emperor is Mr. Fool's blessed. Mr. World is suspected to have certain connections with Mr. Fool. He has never sought Emperor Rizzo's diary pages. Therefore, Mr. World is hero banded Black Emperor, and he's also Mr. Fool's blessed. Oh, now she pieced the two rather than being different. He doesn't hand in Emperor Zol's diary pages because he hands them over in private. Some of his actions from before were to hide his identity as a blessed. This is a test given to him by Mr. Fool. It's really hard to connect Mr. World with hero banded Black Emperor. The latter feels like a hero. Audrey felt like she had stumbled upon the truth as she began to wonder what kind of person Mr. World, who was also hero banded Black Emperor, was actually like in real life. If only she knew. Alger and Katlia instantly understood why Gurmit Sparrow had attacked Tracy. This blessed was seeking out the truth behind the great smog of Backland, and the truth hidden behind this was something that Mr. Fool was interested in. Forrest and Emlyn, who lived in Backland, also vaguely sensed something when the world mentioned Captain. After all, Hero Bandit Black Emperor's legend was rather striking in the recent half a year. He became an important character in many run-of-the-mill novels. Even Forrest herself had thought of making him the protagonist, and he loved the story between a hero bandit and a young royal lady. Ah, wait, one sec. Ah, wait. Oh, what the fuck? Sequence 4 manipulator playing Among Us. Ah. Oh, my back is twitching, dude. What the fuck was that? Ah, shit. Hold up. I'm sorry. Oh. I'm getting like a weird throbbing pain in my lower back. Oh, shit. GG, you're cooked? No, we're not cooked. Oh, shit. That was... I was dancing way too much last night. It's not over. I danced for too long, guys. My back. Are you good? No, I'm good. That was such a weird... Like, it wasn't even painful. It was just like an uncomfortable throbbing. Bro is old. You got hit by the back pain hurts. Oh, shit. That was so uncomfortable. Okay, we're good. Just gotta shake it out. Unk? Definitely, that was definitely Unk energy right there. Guys, it's okay. I'm only 21. I'm chill, guys. I'm 21. It's cool. I'm a young blood. I'm young like you guys. It's chill. I ain't no Unk. Come on, man. Get out of here with that Unk energy. All right, let me find my place. Let's keep reading. Okay, boomer. Who's a boomer, huh? How do you know what that word is? Oh, shit.
CollinsDictionary.com. Was born during the years after the Second World War, often to suggest that members of this group were selfish and out of touch. To find out more,
Do you guys hear that? She was being a boomer. She was trying to lecture me, but yeah, she definitely heard the ravings. She was trying to lecture me. Let me find my fucking place because I got lost. The ravings were definitely going crazy. Let me find my place. I'm gonna just reread from right here after hearing those ravings. Forrest and Emlyn, who lived in Backland, also vaguely sensed something when the world mentioned Captain. After all, Hero Bandit Black Emperor legend was rather striking in the recent half of year. He became an important character in many run-of-the-mill novels. Even Forrest herself had thought of making him the protagonist of the love story between a hero bandit and a young royal family. They finally understood why the world had noticed in time that something was brewing in Backland and that a tragedy was about to happen. This was because this gentleman had been tracking the corresponding clues this entire time. From the looks of it, the matter in Backland is far from over. There were likely by another accident in the future. I really wish to flee from the place immediately, but Shield definitely wouldn't want to. I have no way of explaining this to her. Forrest suddenly had thoughts of fleeing Backland. Emlyn wasn't too afraid. From his point of view, the Sanguine's important figures were in Backland and were definitely able to provide some protection if a disaster really happened. After 2 seconds of silence, Olga said in a serious manner, I will try my best to investigate this matter. He had already sensed that the church behind the crazy captain's death hid a rather terrifying storm. As such, he was a little apprehensive and afraid, but he also trembled with excitement that he was involved in the most important matters regarding the southern and northern continents. After Katlia heard that, she nodded. I will also seek out relevant information. If there are more clues provided, perhaps I might be able to help. Klein thought for a moment before letting the world speak frankly. On the night of the crazy captain's death, a high sequence beyonder suspected from the Black Emperor pathway appeared on his ship. However, this demigod managed to escape before John Copeman arrived. Black Emperor's pathway demigod. Olga and Katlia ruminated over these phrases as they considered an angle of attack. Audrey and company were astonished that the Terror Club has discussed the development of demigods to something directly involving demigods. The cases that they were involved in were really increasing in level. As for Derek, he didn't understand a thing. With crazy captain's manners coming to a pass, Katlia glanced at the world before deliberately mentioning her tidbit. Another incident happened at sea. Last week of the crazy adventurer, German Sparrow hunted the second mate of the King of Immortality, Slaughterer Kirches. He was a Sequence 5 Beyonder. How impressive. Force, who was only a Sequence 8, sighed from the bottom of her heart. She knew very well what it meant to be Sequence 5. Yes, he really is a legendary adventurer, Audrey echoed. Emlyn turned agape before he closed his mouth. He felt that he was still a distance away from that level. Alger said without any signs of unrest. It is because of this that the investigation of German Sparrow's origins have become an important mission for the various major organizations. You don't say, dude. Are you implying that the Church of Storms has gotten you to investigate me? Klein instantly read in between the lines as he made the world chuckled. I wonder where I can claim this commission. I wish to use some unimportant information in exchange for money. I have some understanding of German Sparrow. Oh, Mr. World is hinting that he doesn't mind me exchanging what appears to be important, but in reality is actually me. Oh my god, look, 5D chess right here. Oh, Mr. World is hinting that he doesn't mind me exchanging what appears to be important, but in reality is actually meaningless information regarding German Sparrow in exchange for rewards and trust. The hangman nodded in enlightenment. The free exchange continued for a while until Derek finished learning this week's list of ancient Hermes terms before everything came to a close. As he watched the bowing Miss Justice and company leave, Klein cast his gaze onto Grizel's travels. Oh yeah, the new pages? No? Let me update this and let's keep reading. Fuck, I almost dropped this. Klein got double glazing this week? Definitely got double glazing. Alright, let's keep reading. The last chapter's before 35, right? Okay. I think we're doing good. I think we're going to make it. I think we're going to be able to finish tomorrow. 58 minutes. You're going to go to bed? Oh, I'm sorry. It's 3 in the morning, Hope. Yeah, I apologize, man. All right, don't worry. We're going to be back tomorrow. We're definitely finishing tomorrow. Okay. Let's update this and let's keep reading. All right, next chapter. Chapter 718 is called Characters in the Book. Not finding himself overly exhausted, Klein rubbed his temples and beckoned over a tiny metallic bottle from his junk pile. Inside it was a tiny tube of blood that he went through great effort to extract from his veins, and he had long brought it above the gray fog. It was only waiting for the opportunity when Klein would use his spirit body to enter Grizel's travels to explore the book world. After opening the cap, Klein wasn't in a hurry to smear the blood over the book's dark brown cover. Instead, he summoned all the items from the junk pile that he had brought to the mysterious space before the Tarot gathering, and he spread them out in front of him. In consideration of how the Black Emperor's form was too eye-catching, and with him not too certain of the exact situation in the book world, Klein decided against bringing the card of blasphemy. Instead, he used the Zig's copper whistle to fortify his spirit body to prevent himself from failing to return above the gray fog before being instantly killed by some unknown power. Okay, so then that way he escapes. As the ancient and exquisite copper whistle fused into his body, Klein's spirit body swelled up and became more corporeal. 2 pitch-black flames flared up from his eye sockets as though they possessed a life of their own. With the help of cognition, he adjusted his spirituality, covering the iciness that stemmed from the aspect of the death within his body. Soon his eyes returned to normal. This was like an evil spirit taking on an ordinary form to lure prey into its proximity. Right on the heels of that, Klein wore creeping hunger and held death knell while he hid the nightmare bionic characteristic in his body. The latter was prepared for him to seek out any abnormalities when exploring the dreams of the living entities in the book world. That's crazy. After completing all his preparations, he poured a few drops of blood and smeared it over the cover of Grizel's travels. After a brief moment, his vision turned blurry as though the countless translucent objects were hidden within it. Following that, it turned clear. There were blue skies, white clouds, grayish-brown cities, walls, and passerbys. There's no longer the land of ice and snow from before, but a city that looks very normal on surface. Klein stood by the side of the dirt road as he observed the residents of the book world. He discovered that most of the worn linen shirts, a short brown coat, and loose dark-colored trousers, their overly style was akin to that of the Lowen Kingdom centuries ago. He looked down at the format of the tailcoats and starched shirt and damaged dark red bow tie as he silently changed it all out. Instantly, he was no longer different from the people around him. He then walked to the city gates in preparation to enter. At this moment, a leather-vested soldier at the gate stopped him. Entrance fees, 1 little. Do I look rich? I don't even know what a little is. Klein mumbled inwardly amused. He then communicated with him at a spiritual level, successfully transferring the soldier's attention onto a merchant caravan behind him. As a quasi-wraith who can possess anyone and control them, exerting a psychological influence on others was nothing extraordinary. It's just like another Tuesday for him. It wasn't a particularly potent ability, but it was extremely useful against ordinary people. When Klein entered the city, he walked through the streets in a seemingly relaxed manner, but he inwardly remained wary. He felt the public hygiene was slightly better than of Backland a few years ago. Ugh, really? This is better? Was slightly better than Backland a few years ago. It appeared to have a mature sewage system, preventing the situation of any waste and trash being dumped. Okay. I couldn't tell that this is an illusion. Illusion world inside a book at all. Everyone has spirit body. What the fuck? Everyone has spirit body threads in the book world? Klein proceeded forward as he observed. Suddenly, he noticed a stone building that was more than 10 meters tall. To his side, it only had 30 feet tall. Sorry. It was more than 10 meters tall. To his side, it only had 2 stories, and the top of the door was about 4 meters tall. Besides the building was a signboard. It was written in language that was completely different from any of the other outside world's languages, but Klein instantly understood what it meant. Peasant Blacksmith Guild. There's a blackish guild. This place really hasn't entered the age of steam. Just as Klein was feeling potent, he saw the door creak open, and out walked a giant with 4 long limbs. The giant's skin was grayish blue, and his head was a trademark single vertical eye. In his hand, he saw a huge and heavy sledgehammer. He walked across the street with his lips curled. The humans walked past him, didn't show any fear, as though it was a common sight. They even greeted the giant. Good afternoon, Grozel. Grozel Klein, who was rather face-blinded to giants, had his pupils constrict. Only then did he realize the familiarity. He was just about to chase after them when he discovered that the giant had turned into another street, vanishing from his sights. Klein stood on the spot, silently observing the intersection as he came up with a few guesses. There's another Grozel in the book world. No, the ending of the travels is the Grozel died in battle of the nation of forest. It's another story. This is another story? Filled with all kinds of questions, Klein wasn't in a rush to find Grozel. He turned and entered a bar by the side of the street. What? Such places were often the places with the most messy and multifarious information in the city. It aided him in quickly gaining a grasp of the entire situation. The bar's lighting was dim and the ventilation wasn't the best, making the air appear somewhat turbid. At the moment, there weren't many customers drinking. Most of the people were by the bar counter, chatting happily with each other or the bartender. Klein slowly walked over when his gaze froze. He saw a man wearing a black pointed hat and an asymmetrical coat by his side of the bar counter. He looked pretty handsome with a flaxen colored hair and deep brown eyes, a high nose and thin lips. He was none other than the Solomon Empire Viscount. They're back? Really? He's back? Solomon Empire Viscount Mobet Zoroist. Oh my. Zorro. Mobet Zoroest. Upon seeing him, Klein recalled the scene of the Dream Stealer's rapid aging before he collapsed onto the ground as he struggled to crawl towards elvish songstress Sciatis and grabbed her hand. All of that remained clear as day, as though it had just happened yesterday. Yet Mobet had once again appeared before his eyes. Klein's expression grew heavy as he walked over and sat beside Mobet. He didn't say a word, as he knew that Mobet was one to start a conversation. Outsider, first time in that's sad. Outside, first time in Pizet. I swear I've never met you before. Mobet put down a cup of distilled liquor as he turned his head to the side. I come from the nation of the... Oh, I said forest earlier. I come from the nation of frost, not nation of forest. My bad. I come from the nation of frost. Klein randomly cooked up a story. Mobet immediately laughed loudly. You're a funny one. This is the nation of frost, but of course, this was many years ago. Ever since the king of North was killed by a bunch of adventurers, no heroes, this place is no longer plagued by ice and snow. Everyone believes that it should be called the Nation of Neverwinter. Klein fell silent without responding. Why so serious? It looks like you have your own troubles. Mobet rapped out the wooden bar counter, showing signs of sympathy. He downed a mouthful of spirits and said, I'm telling you, men should absolutely not get married. It's the beginning of suffering. Do you know when she gets worked up a little, she would beat me up. When she's happy, she beats me up. Same as when she's embarrassed or angry. Anyway, she beats me up for any reason. For this moment, I've decided to not return home again. Does this mean you got married to Sayates? Klein kept silent for 2 seconds as she sized up Mobet's face. He discovered that there were no signs of bruises or swelling on his face. This meant that the elvish songster knew the man needed to put on appearances. I'm sorry, one sec. I'm hearing something outside. I'm sorry. I'm gonna quickly step outside for a minute. One sec. No. They're stalling easy RL now? No, I thought I heard screaming outside. So I was like, should I do something? It is true. I was gonna send a picture to the missus. Like, look, I'm gonna take a picture of this. I'm gonna take a picture of this. I'm gonna send it to her. This is such a funny ass sentence. One sec. Let me switch this part. I'm gonna take a picture of that. That was fucking funny. No, I genuinely thought there was like a situation going on outside. So I was like, I don't know if I should step out and see if I can help, or like, I don't know, call someone, call something. But no. No, I took a picture on my phone of I took a picture of that paragraph because that shit was fucking funny. Let me find my place. I wasn't taking a screenshot. I took a picture on my cellular device, okay? It has that sound effect, look. Oh, I just muted it so you can't hear it now. Alright, let me find my place. Alright, we're gonna keep reading from right here. Does this mean you got married to Sayatis? Klein kept silent for 2 seconds as he sized up Mobet's face. He discovered that there were no signs of bruises of swelling on his face. This meant that the elvish songster knew that men needed to put on appearances. He asked with a sigh, then why did you marry her? Mobet was taken aback as he smiled wearily. I came here with a merchant caravan. When I first saw her, she was just that beautiful. Her singing was moving and seemed to hide indescribable sorrow. Hell, as I'm afraid of her now, I was as infatuated over her back then. I definitely won't return. Why don't you seem a little sad? You don't seem to be sad for me. I'm already free. At that moment, the door to the bar suddenly opened as a beautiful female voice shouted, Mobet, come out here now. I'm counting from 10. Never come back if you don't come out. 10, 9. Mobet immediately jumped and ran to the door. As he ran, he muttered, I know you don't have any patience. You always jump to 2 after counting to 8. Klein turned his body and saw the Sayatis figure, but he no longer had the intention of communicating with her. The real Mobet and Sayatis were already dead. The ones living in the book were just 2 characters. Standing up and leaving the bar, Klein came to a nearby deserted alley. He planned on confirming the kind of spirit world this world had. He quickly analyzed spherical lights in his mind as his thoughts gradually emptied out of the body and mind became tranquil. As his spirituality spread out bit by bit, several indescribable illusionary figures appeared around him. However, up high in the sky, it lacked 7 lustrous brilliances of different colors that contained endless knowledge. The 7 lights don't exist here. The number of the spirit world creatures here are lacking. This place is indeed a fake spirit world created by the book. Klein took a step forward and found the colors in his vision saturate to the to the extreme as it overlapped with the obvious differences. He wasn't in a rush to explore the spirit world. He exited it and began window shopping through the passage and chatted with others. Before long, he found Grizel's residence. The giant ran a blacksmith shop. He was taking an afternoon nap. He was taking an afternoon nap on a huge bed on the second story. Klein directly entered by passing through the wall and came to Grizel's sides. He observed the giant for a few seconds and took out the nightmare beyonder characteristic from his spirit body. With some difficulty, he used some of its powers that it came naturally equipped with. Deep, serene darkness quickly spread as it instantly enveloped Klein and Grizel, and in spirit body state, Klein directly saw a blob of irregular, hazy, spherical lights. His spirituality immediately emanated over and touched the spherical lights. All sorts of scattered scenes instantly flashed past around him before fixated on the forest with towering but withered trees. On the other side of the forest was a mountain and steep cliffs. At the top of it was a magnificent palace. The palace was huge and opulent, and it doesn't seem suitable for humans. It gave him an impression like it was from the myths, the Giant King's court. From a myth, as the light of dusk that scattered above it seemed frozen. Klein had seen this place before. It was a Giant King's court that had appeared in the dream world of the battlefield of the gods. What the fuck? However, this angle was completely different from before. He was situated behind the king's court. So rather than seeing it from the front, now he sees it from the back. Going in a dream inside a story inside a gray fog. Literally Inception, dude. All right, next chapter. Next chapter. So, do my timestamp. 1 hour, 9 minutes, 25 seconds. Be yourself easy. No current. Make an sound. Say whatever you want. Speak how you want. Oh, thank you. Cool. Bit to remember. Alright, let me paste this. We have 7:19 ready here. Update this. 7:19. Okay, man, we got some I need to make some more progress. I need to step it up, dude. Chapter 700. Easy. Never bow. Wait, what do you mean? I'll be my own individual. Thank you, username. Thank you for the kind words. Chapter 719 is called Dream Tour. Klein turned his gaze to the forest where light could hardly penetrate through its denses, having gained a rough idea of where he was. This was the waning forest which Grizel guarded when he was at the Giant King's court. The trees in the forest were tens of meters tall, and the thickness of the trees were the arm span of several giants. However, their barks were mottled with signs of rot everywhere. The leaves and twigs were mostly withered and dropping at the interwoven with each other's like a dark cloud floating in midair. Grizel and similar-looking giants guarded the boundary of the forest, either carrying axes or broadswords, fully concentrating on defending the area. According to Grizel, the waning forest has the bodies of giant kings are mirrors. Father and mothers buried in it. Apart from this ancient god, no one else is allowed to step inside, including these guards. Just giant kings are mere parents should be so-called original giants. Original giants? Yeah, that is the goal. We're trying to get to 724. Yeah, because you guys said do 725 and onwards in one go, right? That kind was the craziest, cruelest, and most ferocious. Perhaps, why would Grizel have such a dream? As Klein was in thought, he suddenly sensed something amiss. According to his random conversations and peasant, the present Grizel was a native giant who had nothing to do with the Giant King's court. Therefore, having such a dream made it appear rather abnormal. From the psychology alchemist theory with Mam and Dally and Miss Justice had discussed before, perhaps the book world will use or clone the original character's subconscious or collective subconscious when creating a character. Then it would make minor changes, making them consciousness fulfill the required settings. Therefore, Grizel's dream will be influenced by his subconscious, reproducing life in the Giant King's court. If that's the case, it can only be said that this book is a cruel author. The moment Klein thought of this, he suddenly had an idea. He felt that this was an opportunity for him to gather the relevant information on the Giant King's court. Yo, what's up, Sonny? He previously planned on directly learning about such matters through Grizel, but in order to keep his promise, the giant guardian had died in the battle with King of the North Uzlan. After his spirit body left the book world, it quickly dissipated without giving him any chance of communicating. Now he finally had another method, which was to explore Grizel's dream. There he had to beat parts of it that were ridiculous or exaggerated, but the remaining contents had to be a true reflection of reality. As long as an approach of careful studying is employed, it's not impossible to distinguish the two. Grizel never entered the waning forest, so the scenes inside must stem from his imagination. There's no need to explore it. Klein slowly cast his gaze onto the mountain where the king's court was. It wasn't tall, which meant that the waning forest was on a mountain rather close to the king's court. It was probably just a straight path from there to an ancient god's residence. Klein didn't waste the time searching as he walked straight to Grizel and acted like he knew him well. He asked in a relaxed tone, how should I return to the king's court? He knew that Grizel was an honest giant, and he would only be more honest in his dream. Grizel raised his hand and scratched the back of his head as he looked down with a confused look. He said with a smile, isn't it simply by taking the barren tunnel? He pointed ahead and added, you'll see it when you circle around the boulder. Thank you, Klein sighed as he said with a bow. It's kind of sad though, like now these are just characters rather than like actually them. As he watched Klein's apart, Grizel scratched the back of his head again, muttering to himself in confusion. Who is he? Why do I find him so familiar? After circling a boulder that protruded out of the mountain, that's so sad, man. The scene opened up before Klein's eyes. A gigantic cave at least 30 meters tall appeared. A gigantic cave, at least 90 feet tall appeared. Erect outside the cave was a stone stele. Engraved on it was a single vertical eye, a high nose, and plush lips. It looks like a giant's head has been squeezed in to reveal the frontal facial features. Just as Klein approached, the mouth of the steeple opened. Why are you returning to the king's court ahead of time? By His Majesty's orders, Klein said in an unflustered tone. After all, the intelligence level of all living beings in this dream was equivalent to the owner of the dream, Grizel. The lips of the steel opened and closed as it let out a humming sound. Please answer the question, otherwise you shall not pass. If only I brought a long set of roads, it should be rather fun to see what happens. Klein lampooned as he calmly nodded. Okay. The steel's lips closed for 3 seconds before opening. I read that wrong. If your wife, daughter, and a woman you covet ask you to judge which of them is most beautiful, who will you choose? This is completely different from the magic mirror style. Klein's lips quivered as his mind raced. Using nearly 10 seconds, he answered, my intelligence is insufficient to determine this matter. I will assign someone who is more intelligent than me to give the answer. How can I answer something that can get me killed? He gritted his teeth as he added, who is the most intelligent person? The giant's face on the steel froze for a few seconds. Klein immediately answered, of course, it's our king. Ooh. The steel was shocked beyond words. It took quite a moment before he said, all right, I'll consider it as you answering the question. You may pass. What the fuck? Literally, that's it? It took quite a moment before it said, all right, I'll consider it as you answering the question. You may pass. What the fuck, dude? It's like you answered it with another question and like, all right, you can pass. Klein immediately crossed the strange steel and walked into the cave. Bro answered the question too. He answered the question so perfectly, like, all right, it's cool, you can come in. The ground in the cave paved with large stone panels that had been weathered. The sides of the top of the cave were filled with murals speaking of stories of giants and dragons battling the demonic wolves, mutants, devils, and phoenixes. Phoenixes? So it's not just ancient death Phoenix Gregoris? Like there's, oh, I guess that makes sense. It was a race, right? So there is like a race of phoenixes. No. No, I didn't skip stuff. What did I skip? Unless this missed something. No. It's easy. No, not yet. I don't know where we're at. Right now, we're in the book. Wait, hold it. There are several island arcs. I don't know which one we're talking about, Sunny. But no, we're still in Grizel's book. The ground in the cave was paved with large stone panels that had been weathered. The sides at the top of the cave were filled with murals speaking of stories of giants and dragons battling the demonic wolves, mutant devils, and phoenixes. The drawing style was crude, and the color choice was dark. However, it was extremely vivid. Klein walked forward as he observed the murals. The mural depictions are always really interesting in this series so far. Like, there hasn't been a mural depiction that hasn't hit hard. The drawing style was crude and the color choices was dark. However, it was extremely vivid. Klein walked forward as he observed the murals. He discovered that there were swaths of withered weeds as well as all kinds of coarse gravel in between the stone panels in the bottom of the murals. And the lack of water and the decline of life became more apparent the deeper he ventured inside. After walking for an unknown period of time, Klein saw a huge grayish blue oh my god, I can't read. Saw a huge grayish blue open door. Standing on each side of the door was a 4 to 5 meter tall giant. The giants guarding this place were different from Griselda and the others. They wore solid and beautiful iron black armor and firm, exquisite helms. They looked like two huge statues. They didn't stop Klein and allowed him to pass through the door and enter the hall within. The hall wasn't too spacious. The ends of the hall could be seen clearly, and it could probably only hold 5 to 6 giants. As Klein was observing his environment, he suddenly halted. Then the hall seemed to be pulled up from an invisible hand as it quickly rose. He staggered a little before finding his footing. All he saw were grayish black walls flashing by as they kept sweeping downwards. In about 10 seconds, there was a thud as the hall stopped descending. At this moment, it wasn't the cave tunnel outside the door, but a magnificent palace propped up by the stone columns. Oh, the Giant King's Court. Klein briskly lowered the original hall as he sized up his surroundings and piqued interest. Just as the Giant King's Court's elevator, this seems to be the place where the guards live. Outside it is a long table taller than humans with extremely large chairs. Kind of like when you go above the Great Fog. Phoenix, yep. Yeah, what's up, Wind Valley? What's up, dude? This seems to be the place where the guards live. Outside is a long table taller than humans with extremely large chairs. On the two sides of the rooms and inside them are neatly ordained beds. Klein swept past the various items in the hall before he stopped at the mural. The mural's main character was a giant dressed in full body silver armor. As there was nothing to scale, Klein was unable to know exactly how tall he was. The giant stood by the side of a cliff with a sword in hand pointed diagonally upwards. His body emitted a bright halo like a rising sun illuminating the surroundings. Many giants were genuflecting around him as though praying or worshipping him and awaiting a bestowment. The Giant King's son, God of Dawn, Badhail? That's new. He's just built diff. He's built a little diff. Many giants were... Oh, wait. The Giant King's son, God of Dawn, Badhail. Klein looked at the face of the mural's main character and thought, as he saw that his face was blocked by a mask, there was only a dawn-like halo. Also, it's him. Okay, it's the King's son. There was only a dawn-like halo coming from his eyes. It's very similar to the God of Combat statue in Backland Underground Ruins. His face is completely hidden behind a mask. Queen Mystic said before the God of Combat is a giant who lived for ancient times. Therefore, their church's headquarters, the Great Twilight Hall, resembled the Giant King's Court. Could it be that the son of the Giant King, God of Dawn, escaped the destruction of the King's Court, and at a certain point in time, he managed to retake the authority wielded by his father? Klein made a bold guess, but he lacked any evidence or clues. He used the correspondence principle to look at the wall opposite of the mural. There were also a mural there, but the main character was no longer God of Dawn. Badhail, instead, it was a female giant in a leather vest and long skirt. The female giant stood sideways. Her facial contours were soft, and her single vertical eye was focused behind her. Long, dark brown hair reached all the way to the back of her back. Who is this? Lore, it's a baddie. It has to be. And we're talking about the king and son. It has to be a queen or like a sister. Her right hand was... Wait, didn't, before Giant King Armir, there was the queen of, giants, right? Before Giant King Armir, there was a queen. You already know the queen? Yeah, so yeah, there was the giant queen of giants. I assume this is who we're talking about then. Yeah, it was the queen of giants. Okay. Not before? Oh, I thought it was before at the same time. Oh, okay, so around the same time. Oh, I thought it was before. Okay, my bad. I mixed that up. Thank you. Her right hand was spread out as she held items like wheats and fruits. Around her were golden fields, clear lakes, and trees covered with fruits and colorful mushrooms. Mushrooms? Giant Queen Goddess of Harvest, Omabella. I remember this. Giant Queen Goddess of Harvest, Omabella. Klein looked around, but he didn't see the mural representing Giant King Armir. There was no depiction of the ancient god because this is the residence of remote guards. Then going out from... Wait, what? So there's no... Then going out from here will likely be the interior of the Giant King's Court. Klein carefully walked to the door. He used the method employed in the dream world of the battlefield ruins of the gods by activating creeping hunger and using the strength of a zombie to open the door. However, there wasn't a palace in the frozen dust that he had imagined outside. Instead, it was gray, hazy. It appeared to be a cliff with a bottomless pit. According to Miss Justice previous experiences, this is likely the boundary of the dream. The only way is to head down and enter Grisel's subconscious. Finally, literally Inception. Finally, all arrived at the sea of the collective subconscious. Miss Justice discovered a mind dragon in the human sea of the collective subconscious where she was. Then, in the book world created by the dragon of imagination, Anquolt, what would be contained in the sea of the collective subconscious? Klein's mind world as he conjured a staircase that led down into the hazy world. The staircase didn't head straight down, but spiraled around deep into the gray haze. The bottom couldn't be seen, nor were any of the details of the mind world that were possible to discern. This shit is wild, man. And this section of the castle was too low level to have pics of the king? But what do you mean by, like, it was too low? That's the one thing I don't get. Like, why were there no pictures? I know I read it, but, like, I don't get that part. It's a little hard. I like how like early when we were watching Ellen Historisman, I was like, this series respects your intelligence, and I can't follow sometimes. Damn it, it respects your intelligence, but I can't follow sometimes. But let's keep reading. Let's fucking keep reading. It was the soldier section, not the since it was a noble section, it's not like they would have that knowledge, because you can't have murals of the king in any place. You need certain level. You need a certain level. And it was the guards' place, right? It was the soldier section. Okay, because because that was their area. It's not like they had it. Okay. Got it. Got it. Thank you. 7:20. 1 hour. 23 minutes. So 1 second. Ooh, philosopher. You should call Baldy as Badoon. I thought you said baddie, Sonny. This series has actual... Yeah, it's good. I like it. Got it. All right, next chapter. Did my wrong timestamp? Oh, it's right here. One sec. My stream is lagging a little bit. Hold up. Hold up. Got it. Okay, I was just checking my stream, making sure everything was good. Alright, we're good. Now we can keep reading. Oh, I'm gonna close it. I don't know how long I've been live. I just closed it. Okay, let's keep reading. 7:20. Oh, what the fuck? I pasted it more than once. Oh man, try. Not 100 today. I'm a little out of it if you can't tell. But let's read next chapter. Chapter 720 is called Philosopher. I feel like everybody feels a little bit like a philosopher when you're reading this, right? Because it's so deep. Chapter 720 is called Philosopher. After silently observing it for a few seconds, Klein walked forward as he got onto the staircase and carefully walked down it. The surrounding light gradually dimmed with a gray, hazy luster that enveloped the extremely sunny world. The moment Klein proceeded down the staircase, he felt more and more like he was being locked inside a dark, silent room. Slowly, his ears could hear his sloshing blood as his beating heart. The latter sped up as it was invaded by the panic and horror which he could hardly keep in check. Klein focused his mind as he imagined the stacks of spherical lights so as to stabilize his emotions and recover. To his side, a grayish-white cliff coldly stood there, representation of the domain of Grisel's consciousness. It was silent as though it were dead, but the surrounding grayish would occasionally coruscate. Klein focused his gaze and saw that in one of the points of light, there was a giant who ripped apart a human before stuffing it into his mouth, as well as Grisel panicking. Back then, the latter was less than 3 meters tall, and was clearly still an adolescent. The point of light flashed past, appearing in the frozen dust that scattered over the mountain peak. Time here seemed to become impeded. Klein was just about to seek out any valuable information in Grisel's subconscious when he suddenly heard sounds akin to a beast's panting. With a whoosh, a huge palm appeared from the surrounding haze. Its skin was grayish-blue and was covered with signs of rot. On it was obvious yellowish-green liquid as it quickly grabbed at Klein's ankle. Amidst the panting sounds, similar palms rose up one after another from the staircase below. These palms remind me from the first trailer. Like all the hands that were like coming out of the shadow. Amidst the panting sounds, similar palms rose up one after another from the staircase below, as though they were attempting to forcibly pull Klein's spirit body into the mind world's darkest and most unfathomable zone. Darkest, unfathomable zone. That could be from the trailer. All those hands that were like trying to like pull or whatever, like that weird ass imagery in the first trailer. Instantly, these rotting palms formed a dense horse as they kept struggling upwards and let out sounds of horrible hair-raising pantings. It made Klein instinctively jump up 3 steps. However, the countless palms that belonged to the giant corpse didn't stop. They squirmed along the staircase as they surged upwards, covering every inch of space. Klein was just about to reach out his right palm to draw Death Knell and use the purifying bullets combined together with Death Knell's slaughter ability to finish off the countless monsters when 2 questions suddenly flashed in his mind. Where do these palms come from? Why would they be inside Giant Grizel's subconscious? The moment this thought came to his mind, his spiritual perception was triggered. Klein came to a realization as he immediately abandoned his thoughts of using Death Knell. He calmed his breathing and imagined the spherical lights. The huge rotting palms took this opportunity to reach his feet as they grabbed his calves and ankles, but the trailer's only volume 1. Remember? No, I know it's only volume 1. But I just find it weird how they've shown like at least 2 things that I don't know what that referencing in like what it's referencing in volume 1. Like now that I've seen the trailer and we've read volume 3, I guess the giant tree is the giant tree of desire. Like there's some things you notice now that I guess weren't brought up. But I mean I can only guess, right? At the moment they silent vanished as though they... Wait, I skipped a line. The huge rotting palms took this opportunity to reach his feet as they grabbed his calves and ankles. At that moment, they silent vanished as though they had never appeared. Indeed, this is an illusion created by Grizel's subconscious. Here, minds don't just face each other, but they interact with them as well. One lacks the corresponding Beyonder powers. The deeper one goes, the easier it is to have an emotional breakdown. Intrusion by the other party's subconscious will slowly happen until one Beyonder's powers are severely tainted. As a result, one will become a mental patient that will never be able to recover from the rationality, and this might very well lead to a loss of control. This is different from communicating with spirits. Corruption isn't avoided by simply maintaining lucidity and reason. This is because one is already inside the target's Beyonder powers. Klein muttered to himself, having figured out something. He hesitated for a few seconds before turning around to climb back up the stairs. He gave up on venturing deep into Grizel's mind world because he lacked the Beyonder powers to placate his own mind. Insisting on heading down was equivalent to unaliving. That's not good. Did I not do a fucking timestamp? I did. I got scared for a second. My bad. Okay, I thought I accidentally didn't record that part. No, we're good. We're good. We're chill. I'll consider exploring again after finding a mystical item that targets this aspect. Klein determined his thoughts as he walked faster. Finally, with a leap, he returned to Grizel's dreamscape and returned to the guard's quarters in the Giant King's court. He already felt exhausted, so he immediately left the dream, walking out of Grizel's blacksmith through the walls before observing the wonders of the book world. I've already met Grizel, Mobet, and Syadas, and while I was casually chatting with others, I also heard of the devout priest Snowman and the philosopher Frunzier. However, there isn't any Anderson Hood, Edwina Edwards, the Nitz, or Gurman Sparrow. Therefore, only the dead will possess brand new characters in the book. Oh. Or could it be that only those who had stayed in here for extended periods of time, fully expressing themselves an adventurer in their day-to-day lives, would be able to have their subconscious replicated? As Klein strolled by the side of the street, which was illuminated by the setting sun, he considered something that he found crucial. If it were the former theory, where the dead would revive and become new characters, then there was nothing Klein needed to worry about. However, if it was the latter, he had to consider reducing the frequency at which he explored the book, as well as strictly controlling the amount of time he spent in each time. There's no way to ascertain it for now. I'll deal with the situation by assuming it's the latter. There's definitely nothing wrong with being cautious. Klein quickly made up his mind and was about to return above the gray fog. At that moment, he saw another familiar figure. Frunzier, with his black hair and blue eyes, was sitting on a long wooden chair by the street. He was staring blankly at the sky, which seemed to elit in flames, as though he was in thought. Recalling how his Lowen soldier's ash urn was still with him, He planned on sending it back to the Church of Storms cemetery in Backland. Klein silently sighed as he walked over before sitting beside him. He asked as though it was a casual conversation, "What's on your mind?" "I'm wondering who I am, when I came from, how I should return." Franzier didn't look away as he sat in a dreamlike state. Without waiting for Klein to ask another question, he shook his head with a chuckle. "I ultimately feel that I don't belong here. I'm not myself at the moment, and there's some place awaiting for my return. They always mock me for considering such pointless questions, so they gave me the title philosopher." As he spoke, he looked at the setting sun and once again fell into silence as he looked spellbound. Klein didn't say a word. He sat there quietly and accompanied Franzier and watched the sunset. Finally, he suddenly vanished. Franzier didn't notice the person beside him had already left. He sat there motionless like a marble statue, looking far into the distance. Damn. After replenishing the ship's supplies, Alger Wilson instructed the Blue Avenger to leave the Residence's private harbor. It wasn't going to stay too long in the roasted archipelago. He had returned to the Pazu Island to make his report by the designated time. At that moment, in the captain's cabin, he was watching in anticipation at the illusionary door that was formed by the items, with his spirituality and burgeoning flames. Did you notice how similar that was to Klein's situation? Wait, what do you mean, similar to him? Wait, I actually don't know what you're referencing, Romero. Did you notice how similar that was to Klein's situation? Wait, what part? At that moment in the captain's cabin, he was watching anticipation. Franzier describing. Franzier in the book world is like Klein in the Beyonder world. What he was feeling. Oh, like he felt the same way Klein feels, like when he's all alone in the world. Both feel lost and... Yeah, okay, so I get you. It's like... And they gave him the title philosopher because, like, bro, you're asking too many questions, bro. Like, you need to chill. But he's like, no. Okay, like, his feelings are valid. Both feel lost and can't find their home. Got it. I guess that's why Klein just kind of stood there, listened, and then he just left without saying anything, right? At that moment in the captain's cabin, he was watching in anticipation at the illusionary door that was formed by the items with spirituality and a burgeoning flame. It was the door of sacrifice, and it was also a door of bestowment. Amidst an illusionary creaking sound, the mysterious door slowly opened, revealing an infinite depth and darkness within its interior. Light showed out from within before covering immediately. After everything calmed down, 2 items had appeared on the altar at some point in time. As for the door with all kinds of strange symbols, it was gone. Alg was able to compose himself as he seriously thanked Mr. Fool. He finished the ritual according to the procedure before reaching out to pick up the 2 items. One of them was a piece of paper that had been neatly folded, while the others were a translucent jellyfish that had azure blue sea water in it. Alger inspected the latter and discovered that there were occasional vortexes formed by winds or occasional lightning streaks. And from time to time, he could hear a distant moving voice sounding from within. This voice sounds like a woman's. From the looks of it, this characteristic's owner was a lady. Alger couldn't help but heave a sigh of relief. This meant that it was some quasi-high-ranking member of the Church of Storms that had been killed. The Church of Storms didn't have any female high-ranking members, quasi or not. Putting away the ocean songster's beyond characteristics, Alger unfolded the piece of paper. He swept past the main ingredient and he quickly looked at the supplementary ingredients. Finally, his eyes paused at the ritual. To him, the main ingredients were unimportant with a Beyonder characteristic in hand. He could look at it later. As for the supplementary ingredients, they were rather easy to find, so they didn't need much attention. It was a ritual that was of utmost importance. Drink the potion in an Opniksk belly. Alger suddenly read the ritual contents as the corresponding information quickly surfaced in his mind. Obniskiks were ancient sea monsters. They could directly devour a sailboat. The fuck? How huge is this shit? They could directly devour a sailboat, and it had been a humongous distorted body. It had as many as 3 heads and... What the fuck? It had as many as 3 heads and many tentacles that entangled with each other. They were the protagonists in many legends at sea. Most of the sea monsters were tamed by the Church of Storms. They had a fixed region of activity, but it was unknown if they had near human intelligence. It's no wonder the church controls Obs. I cannot pronounce this word. And not other sea monsters. It's no wonder there are so many Beyonders in the Sailor Pathway among pirates, but only a few can reach Sequence 5. Either they directly inherited it, or they had they're the subordinates of the King of the 5 Seas, or Queen Mystic. Then where should I find Obnisks that don't belong to the church? Alger frowned silently as he contemplated his advancement that bypassed the Church of Storms. His first reaction was to find Queen Mystic Bernadette through Admiral Star's cat Leah. From her, he could he could find obnisks that didn't belong to the Church of Storms. His second reaction was that it exposed himself to danger. This was because the corresponding obnisks were likely servants of the Queen Mystic, and they would report everything to their mistress. Yes, this would be the last resort if there aren't any other choices. Odger's thoughts raced as he quickly had any other idea. This was to pray to Mr. Full. Their reawakened existence secretly wielded the former authority of the Sea John Galvatua. He could commandeer the undersea creatures, allowing him to know where to find obniks. I need to use Google Translate. I can't pronounce this word. How do you pronounce it?
From her, he could find obnisks that didn't.
Obnin. It's the... Okay. There's no need to rush it. If I were to advance now, I won't be able to hide the advancement from others because of my lack of control over the spirituality dissipation. I can perform the prayer after make my report and leave Pazu Island. Alger calmed down as he memorized the ocean songster formula. Then he moved the piece of paper to the tip of the candle flames. As he watched the flame devour the formula at an increasing speed, Alger's gaze turned deep. After finishing off the remnant traces, his gaze landed on the sea map and locked onto a location. We're going to Bansi Harbor? Alger had planned on making a trip to Bansi and passing while en route to Pazu Island. He wanted to know what the present state of the harbor was. Yeah, I wonder like how the Church of Storms like cleaned up, or I want to know what was the aftermath from the mandated punishers. He had already shared his thoughts with his sailors, and no one objected. This was because they were equally curious as to why Bansi Harbor was suddenly destroyed. They were curious as to what it had turned into. This sounds like the finale for this arc, or at least for Volume 3. Hold up. Let me just do my timestamp. 1 hour 36. And just heads up, what I'm thinking of doing, I feel like we should save the volume finale for Tuesday rather than tomorrow, Monday. That way, I guess people have time to like know, like, oh shit, like he's gonna finish the volume, or I don't know. Unless we just read it straight tomorrow. I mean, we'll see. I have about 40 minutes. Sure. Oh, hold it. Let's see how far we get, because we still got like 40 minutes. Sure? Nah. Well, we'll see right now. We'll see. Let me just paste this. All right. Klein's guidance. Let's read Klein's guidance. All right. Next chapter. Klein's guidance, chapter 721. On the future, frankly, rolled up his sleeves and began flicking his fountain pen while writing with a smile. My dear friend, German Sparrow, I have good news for you. I have successfully cultivated a new breed of mushrooms by using the flesh and blood of a rose bishop. As long as they're fish, it will keep growing. We'll no longer have to worry about not being able to eat mushrooms due to long voyages. Furthermore, it has been crossbred with beef, making it taste excellent. That's not bad. It's only... Oh, wait. It has a flaw. Its only flaw is that there's no way to make it catch fish by itself. External help is needed, but I don't think it's too big of a problem. After all, based on what Nina said, it wouldn't corrupt the ocean. Well, let's just pretend she's right. I've mailed you some dried mushrooms. As long as you give it some water and fish, they will immediately become normal and reproduce themselves. I hope you will like my gift. Oh, this is a good idea. I hope you will like my gift. After going on and on, Frank finally folded the letter and placed it inside an envelope. He stuffed 3 dried mushrooms in it before applying glue and sealing it. After doing all this, he took out the note Klein had given him, following the description written, and began seriously preparing the ritual and needed to summon Messenger. This wasn't complicated for Frank, so it didn't take a long time for him to set up the altar and create a wall of spirituality. Finally, he solemnly placed a glowing gold coin before the candle. He lit the candle and softly chanted the incantation and stared at the flame. He watched its burden as a headless woman walked out with 4 heads in hand. Frank first jumped in fright before staring at Renette, 4's beautiful blonde red-eyed heads that looked identical with patience as he muttered, "How was it done? How? Why are you completely identical? If planted in soil, will be more grown." The eyes of the 4-headed held by Renette turned in different directions before uniformly falling on Frank Lee's face. Suddenly, the soul stored inside all kinds of vessels within the room flew out of the pile before Frank. Following that, Frank flared up as he tumbled in midair, and with a shocked expression, he was thrown straight into the pile of soul with his head first. His legs kept struggling as they dangled outside, but he was unable to pull himself out of the soul pile anytime soon. Only then did two of Renette Tinkier's four heads reached out for, I can't read her name right. Reached out for, separately biting down on the letter and the gold coin. Only after she completely disappeared did Frankly finally felt the best spot to exert his strength to escape the soul as he fell to the ground. She is powerful. Frank's first sight with a sense of lingering fear. Following that, he wiped the soul beside his... Dude, he's scared of her? He wiped the soul beside his mouth bit by bit and chewed on it carefully before muttering to himself, "It's a bit sour." At that moment, Katlia, who had just finished a sacrifice in her cabin, sensed something. Her dark purple eyes subconsciously looked towards Frankly's room, and she vaguely saw a curly made illusionary doll. The doll didn't have a head. The scene flashed as Katlia closed her eyes immediately. She felt her eyes were burning as she couldn't help but have her tears flow out. She knitted brows. Little by little, she muttered in disbelief, "Ancient Bane? What? Ancient Bane." After sending the meteorite crystal and black hunting giant lizard spinal fluid to Miss Magician and Miss Justice, Klein returned to the real world. He lay himself down on a reclining chair as he allowed his body to rock gently. He began considering where he would head to next. With news on Germansboro sighting and crazy Captain Connor's Victor's matter, it's unlikely that the pirates will openly appear in Bayam for some time. They've either left the harbor or are hiding themselves, making them difficult for others to find. This is to say that there's no need for them to stay here. The matters regarding the resistance can be directed by responding to them through the sea god or by going through the nets. I'll head to the seaweed bar later. I'll get a fake identity, buy a scalped ticket, and head for Desi Bay's Connet City. There's not only the biggest harbor around here, but it's also Davy Raymond's hometown. I previously agreed to the Red Glove's request when I released from his creeping hunger that I would pay the beautiful Bay City a visit and tell his daughter that the revenge had been exacted. Yes, I'll also think of a way to return to nightmares beyond her characteristics to the church. How hypothetical can people be? I'm planning on returning a nightmare characteristic while also planning on how to steal a sealed artifact from behind St. Samuel Cathedral's Chinese Gate. Shaking his head, Klein closed his eyes and slept to recover his spirituality. After an unknown period of time, he suddenly felt something as he opened his eyes naturally. He quickly activated his spirit vision. Then he saw Renette walk out of the void, the messenger who was wearing the same complicated black dress with a letter clasped in one head's teeth, who melded the Nets Vice Admiral Iceberg, Franker Anderson. Klein received the letter as he nodded in appreciation. Thank you. He was very courteous with a powerful messenger with mysterious background. He didn't wish to be strangled to death. Do you want to immediately reply? Renette's forehead spoke one after another. Klein tore open the envelope, took out the letter, and opened it to read it. The content alarmed him as he nearly forgot to reply to her. As for Renette, she wasn't quickly tempered. She silently waited by her side. One day, Frankly will destroy the world. He definitely needs to be controlled. I can't give him a chance to advance. Seriously, how much does this fellow love to crossbreed and create all kinds of strange plans? The city of Silver is in need of food. As a thought flashed through Klein's mind, is he going to give it to... What? Is he going to give it to Derek? A thought flashed through Klein's mind as he had a bold idea. It was to direct Frankly's research efforts towards all kinds of food that suited them in the city of Silver. This way, cows, fish, mushrooms, rose, bishops, and the sea and the world would be safe. Klein hurriedly looked up and said to the messenger, "Yes, I'll immediately reply." He instantly got up from the reclining chair, walked to the desk, got out a pen and paper, and started writing quickly. I have a question. If you eat the mushroom breed you create, then eat cooked fish and drink a cup of water, will it continue to reproduce? Like in your stomach? After finishing the reminder, Klein proceeded to the main point. Is it possible for you to create wheat that can grow without sunlight? Okay, there you go. Can you create wheat that can grow without sunlight, or cows that can produce milk and meat simply by consuming monsters? That seems rather interesting. He continued on this topic and wrote a few paragraphs before folding the letter. He then handed it to Renette, and in a natural way, he said, "The postage will be paid by Frank." It's like, Frank can pay. Let's hope he isn't dead. After the messenger's forehead isn't dead? Because of the whole soil incident? After the messenger's forehead said those words one after another, a representative was made to bite on the envelope. Let's hope he isn't dead. Klein jumped in fright. Just as he was about to clarify the matter, Renette had already entered the spirit world and disappeared. After contemplating for 2 seconds, Renette wrote a divination statement and used his top-ass pen to confirm that Frank Lee was still alive. He heaved a sigh of relief, packed up the dried mushrooms, and rubbed his temples before laying back into his reclining chair. After dinner at the seaweed bar, Klein wore an ordinary look on his face and came here once again. Unlike before, the customers in the bar were mainly mixed blood or natives who had darker skin and curly black hair. They were either part of the gangs and bands or they were secretly working for the resistance or even both. There weren't many ordinary people in the commonly seen pirates who often came from the different countries were all gone. Only a few people dressed in as adventurers were drinking liquor and discussing rumors at sea. Klein swept the bar and found Daniel, who Denitz had mentioned. The thin local could provide him with fake identification documents and scalped ship together. Oh my god, I can't read. And scalped ship tickets. Without any apprehension, he went over a second-class ticket to Connaught for tomorrow, an identification document. Daniel looked up and glanced on him. After some thought, he said, a total of 20 pounds. Just a second-class ticket to Connaught costs around 9 pounds. However, scalp tickets are more expensive to begin with. Man, they even got scalpers in this world. Together with the fake identification documents, 20 pounds isn't too ridiculous. Klein silently did the math before buying. Where can I get it? In 45 minutes, Daniel replied like clockwork. You can pay 5 pounds first and then pay the rest. I'd received the ticket identification. All right, Klein didn't harp on the issue, and he took out his wallet and pulled out 5 1-pound notes. He wasn't worried that anyone would target his wallet, for it might mean that it would save 20 pounds or even get more. Moments after Daniel checked his authenticity of the notes and was about to inform his subordinates to get working, he suddenly realized that the bar was extremely silent. Klein also sensed it as he subconsciously looked towards the door. There were 2 people there. One was wearing a formal tailcoat and a black trench coat, with brown hair neatly combed backwards. His eyes weren't big, but they were bright and piercing. He had a thin mustache around his mouth, making him exude a gentlemanly feeling, while also looking a little sloppy. Then the other person wore a hooded robe, which was rather rare. His face was hidden in the shadows, making it impossible to identify him. The sloppy gentleman scanned the area and was rather pleased with the crowd's reaction, a silver coin tumbling in between his fingers as he walked towards Daniel. The hooded person frowned, followed behind him, taking out something from his clothes as he stuffed it into his mouth, producing crunching sounds. The silver coin stopped moving when the sloppy gentleman came in front of Daniel. He said with a chuckle, "Prepare 10 tickets to Pritz Harbor tomorrow for me. They need to be split between 3 different ships. Yes, Mr. O'Dear." Daniel stood up in a panic as replied. Klein immediately failed to recall the sloppy gentleman who was tumbling the silver coin in his hand. Only when he heard the name O'Dear did he find him familiar. Familiar? As he was recalling, he saw the man in the hood take out a coffee-colored sweet before popping it into his mouth. He was munching on it, producing the sounds. After taming an affirmative reply, O'Dear and the man didn't stay any longer. They walked to the staircase in the quiet atmosphere, and they headed for the second floor on the bar. Daniel exhaled as he turned his head to see Klein looking puzzled. He then said, "O'Dear, the adventurer O'Deal serves the Dawn. I remember Silver Copper Viper order. O'Dear, he always claimed that he works for Queen Mystic, but no one could prove it. I can ask Madame Hermit later. The last I heard of him was at Demir Harbor. He was apparently mixing with the Admiral Blood's intelligence officer, Old Quinn. However, the latter had already been finished off by Mr. Hanged Man." Klein instantly recalled that many things as he deliberated and asked, "What about the other one? Who knows?" Daniel turned his head to instruct his subordinates as he got them to prepare some identification documents at the corresponding ship tickets. Okay. Let me pause. Hold up. Let me take a quick break. Let me just step outside and make a phone call, and I'll be right back. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to read 3 more chapters, man. I think I can read like 1 more. And then tomorrow we do 3. Shit, man. Or it's a long stream tomorrow. Fuck. All right, hold up. Let me step outside. Let me do a quick call and I'll be right back. Shit. It's fine to stop here or the next. Kevin. Pathetic. Weak-willed. No, it's just a time thing. Shit. Let me do my timestamp. Fuck, man. Weekends are not the best for me right now. Shit, man. 1 sec. Let me make a quick phone call. I swear I don't want to make it feel like I'm stalling. Like, it's not like I'm not trying to do this on purpose. Just give me 1 sec. 1 sec.
It's better to stop here. You sure? Fuck, I feel bad. Wait, let me switch. It's better to stop here. Yeah. Okay. Wait, hold up. Let me think this through. Okay, how many chapters do I have left to finish volume 3? Next chapters are better read together. Fuck. Okay, wait. How many chapters do I have left? I have like 12, 13 chapters. Let me see. If I go live. $7.32 finishes volume 3. Oh shit, really? What the fuck? Oh shit, oh hell yeah. 7:32 finishes volume 3. So we have 11 chapters? Oh, then I think we can do that tomorrow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I read 9 today. I can probably stream earlier tomorrow and finish right away. Okay. Okay. Fuck it. I think we'll finish it tomorrow. Fuck it. We'll finish it tomorrow. I was thinking maybe waiting a day. Do 1 today and 10 tomorrow. I can read one more chapter if it gets us closer. Fuck. No, I'll save it. I'll save it. I'll save it. I'll save it for tomorrow. That way it looks. That way the title looks nice. 722 to 732. Okay, we'll save it for tomorrow. We'll do 11 chapters tomorrow, and we'll finish volume 3 tomorrow. All right. That way I at least have Tuesday to Friday to kind of like rest and prepare for the Dunko release. Okay. And I can like upload the other videos right now and like make their thumbnails. That makes sense. And then maybe do like a volume 2 review or like another view, or just make like a fun video on the side. We'll see. Because the one thing that's kind of sad for me, I don't have like the free time. You think Wiz is gonna rest? No, wait, hold up. Hey guys, I don't. Fucking Kevin's like, do it, don't rest. You gotta keep fucking reading. I know, I get you. I know you're trying to hype me up, Kevin. No, because like the one thing I'm sad about, I don't have the time to do all these cool like detailed videos. Like when I watch Viz's videos where he edits them, like I can't do those because it's not that I can't. It's not that I can't. I can. It takes more. It takes just as much time as like those videos. I think even he say it. It takes just as much time. I can't fucking read. I'm being so illiterate right now. It takes just as much time. Do what you like, otherwise you'll just burn out. And that's the other thing. Yeah, I don't want to burn out. Yeah. I don't want it to get to me. And like that's like when we're watching LN's video, I liked it, man. It's really cool. I love like the way he like speaks and edits it and all that. And like I wish I can do that, but it's like I don't have the time to do that. And if I do, I can probably put something like that together in like a week. But then like I wouldn't be able to read during that week, or like I wouldn't be able to read as much since I'm not doing this full time. And I'm like, oh, that sucks, man. Like that breaks my heart. At least you're not as dumb as... No, that's mean. That's mean. No, like, I like it. I mean, everybody, like, likes and dislikes others, you know? It's all the spectrum. It's all a preference at the end of the day. I know, I get it. But, man, I wish I can do more videos. We're gonna eat good this week. Hey, man, at the end of the day, we're fucking eating good this week. It's gonna be good this week, though. I'll tell you that much. Do it at your own pace. The worst thing you can do is make readings a chore. Yeah, I think that's the one thing I don't want to do right now. And I've been kind of out of it. I'm telling you, man, I was out all day and night, man. Holy fucking shit. I was so tired. I woke up with like the nastiest fever. Not like because I was sick, just because of how tired I was until it wore off. So I guess we'll do that. Do it at your own pace. The end of the volume's peak. Tomorrow's going to be hype. All right, bet. Tomorrow, we're going to end on a hype note. So, wait. Let me do my outro, and then we're going to keep talking. Let me just do this. At what time is the Dunkwa coming out on your time zone? I haven't looked. I haven't looked into it. That's the only thing I don't know. I don't know what time the Dunkwood drops. That's actually the one thing I don't know. But wait, let's do our outro. 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Oh, so it's still in the morning then. Okay. Yeah, I'm around the same time. All right. Let me quickly do our outro so we can do 11 chapters tomorrow. We're going to end today's read through here. We read like 9 chapters? 8 chapters? I can't do math. 1, 2, 3, it's about 8, 9, less than 10 chapters. So we're going to end here. We're going to upload this video quick. We're going to upload our other LOTM videos that we haven't been able to upload yet. And tomorrow, we're going to come back. We're going to finish Volume 3. We're going to have such a fun, hype, exciting time. I think we are going to have to set up a watch party. We'll see how to do it. We're going to work all that out. But if you guys are excited for the Volume 3 finale, make sure you tune in tomorrow. I probably should have said that at the beginning of the video if I had this planned out right now. Make sure you tune in for the Dunkwood Reacts. It should be fun. It should be exciting. And I'm going to see you guys all very soon, okay? So, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you to our beautiful members. Thank you to our beautiful mods. Thank you to our beautiful concurrent people that have been tuning into our stream. We've had an amazing chat this whole time. And I'm excited to finish Volume 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I think 8. There's an 8th volume. I'm excited. And a Dunkwood for season 1, 2, and like literally 3, 4, and 5, and who knows how much we get, man. It's exciting. It's a fun, exciting time. But I'm gonna leave it there. Mwah, and I'll see you guys all very soon. All right, later, guys. All right, wait, hold up. We did our outro. I think I stream it on Twitch because I think their copyright's a little bit more, has a little bit more leeway. Hold up. Let me try this. Hold up. Don't go anywhere yet. Hold up. Don't go anywhere. Shit, but the music would be picked up. I think I can do it on YouTube. We're on West Coast. Yeah, we're on Pacific. So it's still early for me. Yeah, so we're still good. I think we'll be good. It's gonna be pretty early, at least on my end, so we'll be pretty fine. You can stream on Twitch, just don't keep the VODs. What's your coordinates? I bet you guys like to know that. No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Point negative 535. All right, we'll leave it there though. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty early in the morning. Now, the one thing that sucks, I won't be able to watch the second episode. I already found them locking into coordinates. We're in the spirit world. The thing is, episode 2, I won't be able to watch it until like Monday or Tuesday, because I'm gonna be at Anime Expo, and I think Anime Expo is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Oh, so I mean the second week. Oh yeah, it's gonna be a 1-hour release. Okay, so I mean not this. Wait, when the fuck is first 2 episodes released together? Holy fucking shit! How many days until AX? Oh my god, can't fucking do math. 11, so it's 2 weeks. 1 week, 4 days. So the second week, I might be a little late because I won't be at Anime Expo. Will you spend 2 hours for the 4? You know what, man? We're going to spend as long as we need. First 2 episodes released together. Yo, we're going to spend as much time as we can, guys. Just know that. I don't know how the fuck we spoke for like an hour and a half for a 2-minute trailer, but I don't think it's going to be that long. Knock on wood. I don't think it's gonna be that long. I'm being optimistic. Wish I can go. Oh, to Anime Expo? It should be fun, man. That was glorious. It was glorious. You know what, man? It's not even like I was trying to drag it out. At least some people realize, okay, he's just genuinely excited. I'm like, all right, it's true. At least people know I'm just genuinely excited, and I'm not trying to like purposely drag it out. All right, but I'm gonna end it. I'm gonna upload all these videos. Real talk, guys. We need to catch Giguk to watch these trailers. He hasn't made a video of LOTM since the first trailer. I got you. If he goes to Anime Expo, I'll be like, I'm a corner him. I'll be like, hey man, I'm a small YouTuber. You should watch Lord of the Mysteries, man. It's gonna be really good for you. Hey, yo, quick plug.
Quick shout out. I've seen him. I met him. You're famous now. You should bring security or something. Hey man, when I saw them, they had security. I actually hold up. I met Joey before he had security at Anime Expo. Totally allow me. Okay, it's weird saying I met him. Bro's preaching like one of us. No. I shook the anime man's hand at Anime Expo before he became Joey from Trash Taste. So that's how you know how far back I go. I've actually met a lot of people. It's crazy the amount of people you meet at Anime Expo, man. It's crazy. Do you perhaps know about the Lord and Savior Mr. Full? Put out a pic or fake news. Hey, I have a picture with Scara from Offline TV. Show up in your Audrey cosplay. No, I've been able to meet a lot of Offline TV members at Anime Expo. Like I met Lily Pichu. I met Lily Pichu. Easy, dude. It crazily enough, I actually am well connected, in the most crazy, coincidental ways. Right? It is so wild. Like the amount of like high pro. I'm not gonna say some. It's actually kind of wild the amount of like high profile like celebrities I've ran into. When you reach 1 million subs, I'll remember all you guys. When we reach 1 mil, when we get that 100K plat, I'm gonna remember you guys. Don't trip. I got you guys. Use your network to plug LOTM done. Dude, it's crazy. Look, hold on. I'm gonna preach a little. Hold on. I'm gonna be a little excited. I've met voice actors. I've met voice actors. I've met voice actors, celebrities. I've met a drummer from a very popular band that I don't want to say what, which was fucking crazy. I met Matt Mercer before I knew how much of an important voice actor Matt Mercer was. And I was like, I'm not gonna bother and ask him for a picture. Like it's shocking the amount of people I've met in life. It's really humbling in retrospect. And then on top of that, this is like outside of Anime Expo. When I've gone to Anime Expo, I bumped into the director of The Last of Us. It was the most craziest thing. I was like, what the fuck? Like, you've directed The Last of Us. I was like, that's kind of crazy. Or like I met Joey. He clearly didn't know who the fuck I was. I shook his hand like, oh shit, it's cool. I'm a big fan of the Anime Man, dude. Like that's cool shit, bro. I met the voice actor of Killua. I spoke with her. I mean, for the English dub. Bro's flexing his grass touching skills. Oh, hold up, I am flexing my grass touching skills. And it's kind of wild. It's pretty cool. It's pretty sick. And I'm not gonna say other people I've met, just for privacy reasons. But it's pretty crazy, dude. It's kind of sick. Everyone who meets Easy achieves something in life. Hey, when they shake my hand, they achieve something in life. But you know what, man? The one picture I regret not taking was Matthew Mercer. That's the one picture I regret I didn't get to take. I was like, damn, man. Like now, because I listen to Critical Role, I'm not that cut up. I don't know that much. He's fucking Chrom from Fire Emblem. If I knew he was fucking Chrom from Fire Emblem when I played that shit like 9 years ago, I would have chased him down. Since stream is over and there's really no risk of spoil, I'm going to go sleep. No, it's okay. No, we're good. It's wild, man. It's pretty cool. No, I don't want to say the other voice actor, man. I'll chill. I'll be careful. I'll stop now. Yo, bye. Yo, take care, guys. Bro, don't say that. No, it's right. I'm gonna end stream. We're gonna have a big stream tomorrow. I'm gonna make an announcement. Easy is going to be mad when he finds out I'm his cousin who's been trolling him his whole time. That'd be a wild, crazy twist event. Like what? Or like if you were my friend, or like if you were like a really close friend IRL, and like, hey, what the fuck, unhinged? That'd be pretty funny. All right, I'm gonna end it now. All right, you guys have a beautiful day, and I'll see you guys all really soon. Okay? Tomorrow's gonna be a long-ish stream. Get your popcorn. Get your drinks, get your energy drinks to stay awake, all right? I'm gonna make an announcement right now. All right, guys. Peace. I'm gonna start uploading all these videos. Later, guys.